Ravenite celebrates 11 months of membership. Let's fucking go. Oh, I thought you were off today. Since you no call, no showed yesterday, I thought maybe you got banned again.
閉じたら落ちてくガラスの迷路、ひび割れた公園まだ消えないまま、藤滝を置く誰かの夢にすり替わる名前さえ今奪われてく、聞こえるか胸の奥できしむ鎖の叫び、逃げないで選ぶんだ自分だけの芯を、一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を上書きしてく、ささやく嘘切り裂きながら覚めないなら夢を燃やせ、一つ操られたスターに君の本と響かせて、かけ違えたストーリー今塗り替えてゆけ、黒いタイピン運命にコードが刺さる、笑うシステム感情を食らう、震えた指でログアウト先を探してる、でも君の手が確かにここにある、忘れるな偽物でも選ぶ痛みはリアル、奪えない願いだけが最後のパスワード、一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を上書きしてく、ささやく嘘切り裂きながら覚めないなら夢を燃やせ、一つ操られた明日に君の本と響かせて、かけ違えたストーリー今塗り替えてゆけ、必殺君の声で暗いスクリプトを壊して、一つ ストーリー今始まりに帰ろう
What the hell is going on with OBS, man? I swear to God, this thing is acting stupid today. I don't know what's happening, man. Like I literally can't reset my season 3 trust fund bank. I can't fucking couldn't go live on YouTube. The hell's going on, man? Ever since I read today the stream element was going the way of the dodo bird, everything's been acting weird. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I'm going to try my best, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right, we're live. We are live, we are live, we are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do that, boys, you got to bring it in, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Before I resume the TTS, I see you guys going crazy for the battle going on today. We're going to get into that in a second. Where were you last night? Fell asleep? No, I actually didn't fall asleep. I didn't fall asleep, in all actuality. I did not fall asleep. I just couldn't decide whether or not I wanted to take a day off. And by the time... I literally, bro, I was thinking about it, going back and forth. I had topics ready, and I'm like, should I take off? Should I not take off? Am I being a workaholic? Should I stop? And then by the time, I didn't even figure it out. And then next thing you know, I'm getting a message from TJAP, and he's like, hey, dude, so, this 5 minutes before the stream starts. And I was like, oh, shit, it's 8:55. Fuck. So at that point, I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to take off. It is what it is. Anyway, so that's basically it. You're taking off tomorrow. You need it. Let's go, Bolski. Do it, man. Listen, get in here. Get in here. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We got to hug it out, ladies and gentlemen. Hug it out. Hug it out. It is a beautiful, gorgeous Thursday. It's the day before the number 1 day, which is Friday. We got to hug it out. We got to hug everybody. Actually, guys, we got to hug it out twice because I wasn't here yesterday. So we got to hug it out twice before I resume the TTS and get felted by your crazy-ass words. Stop running away. Panther, you can't run away. We all know you got cankles. You're not running anywhere, Panther. We're going to grab those cankles. We're going to drag you back into the inner circle, and we're going to hug you 4 times, twice per day. You already know what's happening. Don't try to run. Panther, don't try to run. And listen very closely. If you guys are watching over on YouTube, well, you're very lucky because the fucking thing didn't want to work. Like the stream, man. Like the stream. If you guys are watching over on Rumble, which surprisingly was the first thing to work, usually they're the last one to work. Like the stream. That's right. And if you are watching anywhere else right now, well, you're probably gay, you probably played mixtape, and you're most likely just as short as Kata.
You are gay!
So like the stream. Don't let it happen to you. Boys, can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. Nelson says 2 times membership train. Brother, I don't even think we're going to get enough memberships for 1 train, let alone 2. How about we see what the first train does? And then we'll go from there. Guys, what are we checking, man? We got a lot of topics we got to go over because yesterday, we had a few topics yesterday that I really wanted to talk about, didn't get to talk about, so I got to do it today on top of everything else that's happening today, which is a lot. And I got to be honest with you, man, this Marathon Destiny Civil War that's going on right now, it's got me a little bit tickled. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm slightly fucking tickled by this. What is that? 30 to 34 mouse PI for higher check? Oh, you almost near perfected? Very nice. Actually, you know what I did on my day off? Guys, you know what I did on my day off? I finally got the last achievement in Reanimal. If you guys remember, I played Reanimal with Leon co-op, but we got screwed by a bug, and we lost out on 1 achievement. So I went back into the game, and I got the fucking achievement because I've been putting it off. So finally got that. So I got that perfect achievement for Reanimal. So that made me very happy. And then I followed it up. I followed up those very happy feelings with wanting to finally get this fucking grind over with Spider-Man 2. So I am nearly perfect on Spider-Man 2. I'm missing 2 achievements, and I will finally get that fucking game done. and I can uninstall it and basically never look at it again. So yeah, I mean, I was pretty productive. I also ended up completing like 5 or 6 levels in Power Washing Simulator, the first one. So I got a couple achievements with that, obviously. Working my way through that. And yeah, I mean, listen, it was a fun day. It was fun. Did you black Jesus? No, I did not black Jesus. Truth be told, I only gave Hypno 30 minutes of searching and waiting for stream last night. Damn, brother, that's all I'm worth? 30 minutes and you forgot about me? Holy shit. This motherfucker, Black Tailgate, he was like, all right, Hypno's not around. 30 minutes had passed. I guess I'm going to go watch some more quartering videos. That's what I'm going to do, boys. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, my God. Dade says I only gave him 5 minutes. Oh, man. Oh, man. That's crazy. You know what? It's all good. I'm glad you guys have other people that you can watch. I'm glad that there's other people that make you very happy. I'm glad. I want you guys to find as many awesome creators to watch as possible. And yeah. So last night Hypno was watching cars. No, not cars, more like amusement parks and Ferris wheels. At least that's what I believe. Yeah, I did like this tower in Power Washing Simulator, and I'm currently doing a Ferris wheel, which is really fucking annoying, but I'm getting through it. I'm getting through it. All right, boys, listen, ESG scores are at their maximum. We're fully funded, boys. Like the stream. Come on, we got a lot we got to do today. Let's do the Bigot Army roll call. Let's see who is in this chat right now hanging out with us on this gorgeous, beautiful Thursday. It's a beautiful Thursday. What are you playing, mixtape? I'm not playing mixtape. I'm gonna save. Actually, I was gonna do Griffcast today. And the initial plan was to play Forza Horizon 6. Unfortunately, it's not out yet. It's not going to be out till like 11 o'clock. So it's not going to be out for like another hour and a half for me. So unfortunately, I didn't play it. I was like, you know what? Let me just skip Griffcast today. Let me do some in real life shit that I got to take care of. And then we're going to be playing co-op with Leon tonight anyway. So it's all good. We're going to go back to Remnant tonight. So that's going to be fun. Can't wait for that. All right, man, let's see who's in the stream. Who's hanging out with us? Ophelia on stream when? It's not happening. John D's in the chat. Fractal Mage, what's going on, man? We got the Voice of the Water. We got Odin Dark the Third. We got Dade 404. Handy's in the chat. Split Tax is in the chat. We got Scrap Gamer 22. What's going on? Did you get the free DLCs for Power Washing Simulator? I think I have all of them, or almost all of them. I gotta double check. I'm focused right now on the career mode, like the regular mode, and then once I finish that, obviously I'm gonna move over to the DLCs and get that done. But I think I have all of them. I could be wrong though. Adair Soto says I waited for you 2 minutes and left yesterday. God damn, bro. All right, well, at least I know I'm worth at the bare minimum 2 minutes for most of you. That makes me happy. Who else we got? We got Too Cool Curry. What's going on, man? Black Tailgate. We got Azrai. We got Mr. Melancholy. We got John D. We got Oliver Adam. We got Creators Freedom. Antran. What's going on, Antran? We got Melodic Method. Soul Reaper 2078. We got D. Smith. She beat Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah, we were talking to him about that last night. He had a message us and he was like, finally beat Kingdom Hearts 2. And we were all just like sitting there like, so are you going to tell us what you thought? And it was basically like, he could, but then he would have to kill us kind of an answer. I don't know. It was weird. Then we started calling each other gay and nothing really productive happened from that. But yes, I did hear that he beat Kingdom Hearts 2. So that's good. Good for him. On to the next. It's all downhill from there. We got NPC person. What's going on, man? We got Melodic Method. The Ferris wheel sucked. Yeah, it's horrible. It's very annoying. Yamato85. Beautiful Zexel. I didn't have anything to watch yesterday. At least somebody loves me. Shout out to Beautiful Zexel. Appreciate that. Trey Burkhalter. I heard Hypnotic was watching Melanie Mac.
Holy shit.
I gave you all the sounds for that one. I gave you literally every sound imaginable. You know what? You got another one of those. You got another one of those, Trey. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Trey. Trey. That's a $500 super chat apology, sir. 500. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. I hate you so much. All right. We got who else? 4 more people. Come on, man. We gotta go. We gotta hurry up. Roman eyes at 24. What's going on, dude? We got Fabian Regalado. What's going on, dude? Fabian. We got Ali Kusanagi, the legend. Tanya Raven, another legend. Who else we got? Jay Sims. We got King motherfucking Demon Wing. What's going on, dude? We got the King Joker. There's a lot of kings in the chat. We got Gunnar Damas. What's going on, Gunnar Damas? Lady Erin D. What's going on, Lady Erin D? How are you doing? And last but not least, we got Matthew motherfucking Fritz, another legend. We got Melody Johnson. Says, I watched Kino Casino live for the first time. Very nice. Very nice. Did you enjoy yourself? Fractal May saying, Hypno, I love you. And we got HPL 626. And we got, let me see. Let me scroll down. A kick it down. What's going on, brother? All right, man, listen, I called out as many people as I possibly could. Old man Cat's crying. He says, I got no love. Let's sacrifice your fellow Bigger Army member, and let's see who is going to be the final call-out money shot today, boys. It's Thursday, which means it's the second biggest money shot of the week. Tomorrow is the biggest one. But that doesn't mean that Thursday doesn't count, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see who is it going to be. We got Soul Reaper saying no Sadachu, no McDuggins, no Melanie Crack, Booty Hole protected by the Sentinels, Gambit's 52-card pickup combo against Uno Reverse to go down by 5, which goes to Melody, the King Joker, Monkey Man, Voice in the Water, and motherfucking John D. John D is out here slacking. This man is slacking. During the money shot, he decided to tag Old Man Cad, and he says, we love you, man. Which now means that Old Man Cad is going to receive some friendly fire from John D because he tagged him in his money shot comment. So now we got 1.5? Or are we just going for the full, like, nah, 1.5. We got John D and somewhat Old Man Cad hugging it out while getting completely fucking plastered. Congratulations, gentlemen.
What the?
Like the stream, boys. No, you can't do shields after the fact, Old Man Cad. That's not how it works, brother. That is not how it works. There ain't no shielding after the fact. What kind of stupid gay shit is that, man? All right, boys, listen, in all seriousness, we got a lot we got to talk about, all right? We got to talk about the Marathon versus Destiny Civil War, okay? It is literally a civil war. And you know what's funny? We kind of saw this coming because if you guys remember, the couple of times that we covered the Marathon, one of the things that I was talking about a lot is that there is a lot of Destiny players that actually despise Marathon. They have, like, I guess it's in their mind that Marathon is the reason why Bungie is not investing properly in Destiny 2, or at least not giving them Destiny 3, right? They're thinking to themselves, oh, we could have got Destiny 3, but instead we got fucking Marathon. So people are a little bit pissed, especially after what happened with the latest call that, you know, Sony essentially admitted that Bungie lost almost another $1 billion in valuation. It's not looking good for that company, right? So people are like, well, if they're losing another $1 billion and they lost $1 billion before, now they're about $2 billion down in valuation. What's going on? People are having concerns. So a little bit of a civil war has broken out between Marathon and Destiny, and we're going to talk about it today. We're going to take a look at the Steam forums. We're going to take a look at some comments, and we're just going to discuss overall how exactly is this going to go down. You know, there's a lot at play with that one. We're also going to talk about Subnautica 2. Ladies and gentlemen, I want a motherfucking apology. Actually, I don't want an apology. It's fine. I'm just fucking with you guys. However, remember how I told you guys that Subnautica 2 was going to do gangbusters numbers? And some people were doubting it. They were like, yeah, wish lists don't mean anything. I'm like, guys, Subnautica 2 is going to do gangbusters numbers. I understand some companies lie about their wish list numbers, but I'm telling you right now, motherfuckers, okay? That game was going to do gangbusters numbers. And what do you know? The game hit, what did it hit? Over 5, was it? Let me see. Oh, almost 5. It hit almost 470,000 concurrent players on Steam, boy.
Holy shit.
And it's not even the weekend. It's not even the fucking weekend, guys. It's almost at 500,000, and it's not even the weekend. So, yeah, needless to say, they were one of the people who were not lying. Is the TTS on? I'm going to turn the TTS on after I'm done doing the intros, because if I let it play during the intros, well, then I'm just going to sit here and get felted 24/7. But I'm almost done. So anyway, this is one of the companies that were not lying about their wish list. You can clearly see by the numbers. And yeah, we're going to talk about Subnautica 2. We're going to talk about the overall reception about Subnautica 2 and just how it's doing and all that stuff. We're also going to talk about Saros. This is what I want to talk about yesterday, and I didn't get to, so I'm going to talk about it today. But apparently there's some analytical information going around, and keep it, understand you got to take it with a grain of salt, because unfortunately this is coming from Alinea Analytics, so they're not exactly the most, how do I put it, proper with their numbers. But in any case, we're going to talk about Saros, because according to Alinea Analytics, they haven't even sold 300,000 copies. Keep in mind, this is on an install base of over 80 million PS5s, and yet only less than 300,000 PlayStation 5 owners decided to buy this PlayStation exclusive video game. And it's actually doing worse than Returnal, supposedly. Which is so interesting, because it goes against the ideology, right? People are like, oh, female-led video games don't sell. Meanwhile, Returnal's sold better than Saros. Or Saros, depending on how you want to say it. So I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. We're going to talk about that and see what's going on with all that nonsense. We're also going to talk about, guys, it's a major story happening right now. I was waiting for a little bit more information to come out about it, but I think I have enough. We're going to talk about Party Animals. A lot of you guys probably played Party Animals. Well, Party Animals is currently being ideologically review bombed. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's just going to be the new thing now. Anytime somebody has something wrong with an ideology related to a video game, or somebody who made the video game, or whatever the case may be, it has nothing to do with the fucking video game, well, we're just going to turn the Steam forums into a war zone, and we're going to turn it into a review bombing chaos. So Party Animals is getting review bombed because they decided to have a video contest where they were going to pay like $70,000 for an AI video contest. They wanted to run a contest with people to see who could come up with the best AI video. It was honestly pretty fucking simple. It wasn't anything like ridiculous. And now because of that, well, all the people who are like, fuck this game, it's AI slop now. Mind you, after playing the game for who knows how long now. Now all of a sudden it's AI slop, and they're review bombing the game, and it's got like mostly negative on Steam right now. It's insane. We're going to talk about it. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. What else we got, man? We got some developers apologizing for demanding bad reviews to be changed to, or removing bad reviews. The developers apparently behind the video game Outbound were caught asking people who were leaving negative reviews to please remove it. That's a no-no. You don't do that. But in any case, we're going to talk about that. Got some Assassin's Creed news. We got, hey, by the way, hey, real quick. Which one of you motherfuckers tried to blow up Nintendo's headquarters in Japan? Which one of you sons of bitches tried to do that? Because I got a story about that, man. You guys are crazy. Who did that? Who did that? We got Capcom selling more games this year than any other year in its history. It's insane. We got to talk about that. And we also got a picture of that protest that was going to happen outside of EA. Remember that? Remember that protest I told you guys about the other day? That they were going to protest. They were going to protest in front of the building. It was basically a cosplay group. They was like, hey, we're going to protest in cosplay in front of EA. They're totally going to take us serious. Well, we got a picture from that protest, and it's exactly what you're probably thinking in your mind. So stay tuned for that, boys. We got a lot we got to go over. Oh, and Amazon has officially canceled the Lord of the Rings MMORPG. Guys, fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. Thank God Amazon can't destroy Tolkien's work anymore, especially with a video game. Oh, so good. So good. They officially have canceled the MMORPG with Lord of the Rings. Thank God. But they're still going with Rings of Power, unfortunately. Rare Amazon W? Yeah, I know. All right, guys, listen, we got a lot we got to talk about before I resume the TTS and let the Feltoning begin. We got to do a membership train, and this one's got to be big. Pause. This one's got to be real fucking big. Pause. The reason why is because we didn't have one yesterday. So that means the train is rusty. The train is rusty. We got to take this train and run it through the tracks and make sure all the waifus hand out their gifts. So let's see the membership train emojis in both chats right now. Let's light the chat up green and let's get it going. Yeah, we got to oil up the train. Exactly, Bolsky. Let's go. Wait, what? He, him, she, her, they, them? What the fuck is these pronouns? We're going on the train. Fuck the pronouns.
Ladies and gentlemen, all aboard the membership train.
Lights up, first spark, first flame, name after name, rushing down
Teacher
the
Conic
flame.
dropped 5 memberships over on Rumble.
Hypnocast alive, every little
Thank you.
like a battle cry.
A kick of donuts with a membership on YouTube. Black Tailgate with a membership on YouTube. King Demon Wing. 10 memberships on YouTube. Ali Kusanagi membership on YouTube. Matthew fucking Fritz 20 memberships on YouTube. Tanya Raven with a membership on YouTube. Unbelievable. Rumble's getting belted tonight. That was legendary, man. Holy shit. Holy shit. Shout out to all you guys. That was bad fucking ass, bro. Thank you so much for the absolutely insane membership train. I appreciate that. All right, guys. Are we ready to get into this? It is time for the TTS, boys. It is time for the TTS. We're going to resume it, and we're going to start off with the pre-stream legends all the way at the beginning. Let's go super chats first, and then memberships after. Here we go. Here we go. It's going to read everything that came in after the stream went live, so we'll see how that goes.
Blades of Fire released on Steam today.
What the fuck?
Played a bit of the demo to make sure my machine ran it. Looks pretty good.
Melodic Method, that was a Stormtrooper voice? Blades of Fire. That sounds familiar.
イブニングしたの。
DJ Conic, thank you for the 5. Good evening to you as well.
Cammy, with that being said, lurker mode engaged.
Grey Soul, thank you for the 2. Yes, we got to go over the battle, actually.
My.
Oh, thank you, Arc Wizard. I appreciate that for the 2. Thank you.
Hashtag
That's a
Cammy.
my vote.
Where I come from, no call, no show is a fireable offense. Hypnotic, you're fired.
Oh, no! Trump's firing me. Tanya Raven. Thank you for the 10. I appreciate that.
Hashtag my.
My, oh my, she got the goods
Oh,
for more
shit.
than just a sweet cherry pie.
Oh, shit.
She's got the stuff, okay?
Damn, Mr. Melancholy. Do that again.
Hashtag
Do that again.
Cammy.
Maybe use X or post in community that you're off some schedule around your show door.
Nobody's schedules are on my show. Nobody cares about my show. Tanya, thank you for the 10. I appreciate that. Wait, can we go
In
back
all
to...
sincerity, Hypno, if you thinking you might need a break, take a break. But PLZ posts so we know we don't have to stop the goon arm action.
Are you gooning to my show? Don't do that.
I spent the weekend
Melodic,
in Las
thank you for the
Vegas
20.
with Leon.
Oh, come on, bro.
The health department informed me what happened in Vegas definitely did not stay in Vegas.
Oh, my God,
Use
bro.
protection at all times, gentlemen.
Oh, Obama would be the one to talk about gay sex.
Hashtag Cammy gotta give
Subtle,
a
thank
shout
you for the
out to
99.
King Demon Wing for gifting Conan Exiles
Yo.
plus DLCs and Doggy the Gnome for Subnautica 2.
Yo,
Bigot Army strong.
Old Man Cad, Grifton the Bigot Army. Thank you for the 4.99. Appreciate that. Shout out to
Marathon
King Demon Wing and Dog
vs.
the Gnome.
Destiny is like Kamala Harris vs. Hillary Clinton.
True.
I'll go grab some popcorn.
Odin, I agree. Thank you for the 5. It's going to be interesting to see everything go down, to be honest with you. All right, that catches us up on Super Chats. There were a couple that came in before we went live. Ali Kusanagi dropped a $50 mega banger for fucking my boy. Damn. Damn.
Hashtag my.
My, oh my, you have been felted, sir. Very felted.
Yes, D Draconic, very felted. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. Ali Kusanagi, the $50 mega banger. Thank you, sir. That's insane. And then Tanya Rebin for 11 months says, let's fucking
Hashtag
go. Oh, I
Cam
thought you were
likely
off
doesn't
today.
stand a chance, but here's $2.
Don't underestimate Cammy. Please don't underestimate Cammy. Seriously, D Draconic, thank you. I appreciate the 5, but don't underestimate. She can win. You never know. You never know. Tanya says, I thought you were off today since you no-showed yesterday. I thought maybe you got banned again. Guys, I say if I disappear for one day, don't panic. If I disappear for more than one day, then you should start asking questions. Okay, that's what I tell people that all the time. I don't understand. I don't understand. Mystic Vegeta, thank you for the 2. I appreciate that. Do not underestimate Camby, my good man. Do not do it. All right, guys, let's start it off. We got memberships to go through over on YouTube. And the first one right at the beginning of the stream was King Demon Wing with a 20 membership. Hyper Banger!
More memberships! More memberships! More memberships! We have ourselves a red boy. Hyper Banger!
And considering that is the first one of the stream, you already know what that means. Shout out to King Demon Wing with the 20 membership hyper banger, which, by the way, guys, a lot of you just joined in after the beginning of the stream, so you might not even know, but we have unlocked a brand new clip. We officially have the waifu clip. Yeah, that's right. We have the waifu clip. I've added a Red Boy brand new clip, and King Demon Wing, instead of asking for his usual, he decided to ask for the new waifu Red Boy clip. So that's exactly what he's going to get. Shout out to King Demon Wing, summoning the brand new clip. I appreciate that. Adding it to the rotation. I got to make more. I'm still making more. I'm still making
Cammy.
more. Uh-oh.
Never panic, ever. Oh my god, it's a Jedi. Run!
Tanya, that's not how it works. That's not how it works, man. Thank you so much, Tanya. I appreciate that. Boys, King Demon Wing, let's go.
All right, boys, we got another Red Boy hyper banger. Let's bring the ladies in.
That's right, boys. That's right, boys. Added to the rotation officially. We got some anime waifus. I am working on some more clips. You just got to give me some time. Just let me cook, man. Let me cook. People like, I fuck with this. I'm warming up to AI. This is good. Yeah, I know. Where's the Mikote? Listen, I'm working on it. You gotta give me some time. You like the song? I like the song too. I like the song too. I try to pick good music, man. King Dimmerwing, thank you, sir. Tanya Raven for the 11 months, thank you. And then as we scroll down, we got a Kickin' Donuts with the membership, thank you, sir. And then we got King Dimmerwing during the membership train, dropped a 10 membership mega banger. Jesus.
More memberships! More memberships! More memberships!
Shout out to King Dimmerwing dropping another 10 memberships, man. Absolutely insane. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Black Tailgate dropping a membership as well. Thank you, man. Ali Kusanagi dropping a membership. I appreciate that. And then Matthew motherfucking Fritz, boys. Matthew Fritz dropped not 10, but a 20 membership hyper banger.
We have ourselves a red boy. Hyper banger!
So you need a micro slot account for multiplayer in Forza 6? It's the hard pass, F Microsoft. Also body types, F Whiskey Plus.
More memberships! More memberships! More memberships!
All right, boys, we got another
I'll give it to you
Red Bull
again since you
hyper
liked it so
banger.
much the first time.
Let's bring the ladies in.
Shout out to Matthew motherfucking Fritz, man, dropping a 20 membership hyper banger on the goddamn chat like a legend. I appreciate that, man. Tanya Raven dropping a membership as well. Thank you so much, Tanya Raven. I appreciate that. And after that, it was 2 super chats that came in. A Kickin' Donuts came in, and unfortunately, he did it during the loud rock song. He said, so you need a Microslop account for multiplayer in Forza 6? Yep, pretty much. It seems like that. It's a hard pass. Fuck Microsoft. Also, body types. Fuck this BS. You know, I find it interesting that people are complaining about body types and pronouns in Forza when that was also in Forza Horizon 5 as well. So I just find it interesting. Maybe people didn't play Forza Horizon 5, so they have no idea. I don't know. But, you know, the pronoun nonsense was absolutely in Forza Horizon 5, so... Anyway, who knows? We'll talk about it, I guess. But I'm still going to play the game anyway and review it. Let's see. Last Forza you played was 3. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, listen, guys, again, I told you the other day, it's fucking playground games, okay? If you're looking at any of their games and expecting them not to do this nonsense, you got to realize, like, who exactly we're dealing with here, all right? He said didn't play any Forza. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, that's fair. All right, boys, let's resume the TTS. I had paused it because I didn't want any others to be stopped. So let's resume the queue. I think Speedy K got something in there. This battle's crazy, by the way.
First live I've been able to catch all week because of work schedule changes.
Let's go. The fuck was that?
Also check out Everything is Crab on the platform named for boiled water.
Everything is crab on the platform named for boiled water. What the fuck? All right, I'll have to look that up. Thank you, Speedy Cake, with the 20. Appreciate that. Yeah, I really don't give a fuck about pronouns and body types. I've told you guys many times before. It's absolutely gay. And at the end of the day, if that's all there is, like for me in a racing game, I'm focused on the fucking cars. I don't give a shit about the fucking characters. I'm not looking at the characters. I'm looking at the cars. You got over 550 cars. If you start slapping pronouns on cars, then we have a problem. We have a problem. Asbright says, I used to live in Japan, was really looking forward to driving around there, but seeing just popped up my balloon. I mean, you make your own too, normal. It probably won't matter, but still, what the fuck, yeah. What are my pronouns? Black. Black. My pronouns are black. Let's go over to Rumble. Rumble, what do we got, man? And then we're going to go over the battle and get into the content, boys. Let's see. What's Rumble doing over there? Rumble, are you awake? We got Deidre Connick with the 5 memberships.
More memberships! More memberships! More memberships!
Shout out to Deidre Connick. Thank you so much for the 5 memberships. I appreciate that, my man. Lifer, it says, hey, Hypno, did you see the AI vid of Ellen Elliott Page getting owned as Achilles? I did. And I'm not going to play it because, well, they get really owned. Like spear in the chest owned. So I'm not going to play that on YouTube. But I appreciate that. And by the way, I wouldn't have clicked your link anyway. I don't click links. I keep telling people this, and people still send me links. I don't know why they do that. People are like, hey, check this out. And I'm like, hey, how about no? How about no? Setsuna Shadow, I'll just look it up. With $1 says, hello, hello. What's up, Setsuna Shadow? How are you doing? Hope you are well. Hope you are well. Thank you so much, Setsuna Shadow. Thank you. All right. Guys, we are fully caught up. We are fully caught up. Thank you guys so much for the insane support. Before we get into the content, all right, before we get into the content, I got one more thing. We got to go over today's battle because it is going to be insane. It already is insane. If T-Jap could give you an update, brother, I would greatly appreciate it. But let's go over this. It's looking gorgeous. That's right, boys. So listen, last time, well, it was a bit of a bloodbath. It was a bit of a bloodbath, all right? King Dimwing decided to come in here and put his dick on the fucking table and completely felt Yennefer, my girl Yennefer, got absolutely decimated by Jill Valentine, unfortunately. So, there you go. So right now, for the next round, we have Princess Zelda, Lara Croft, and Jill Valentine. We are going to be deciding today who is going to be going up against Jill Valentine in the next round. So we got Mai versus Cammy
Hey
today.
Hypno, did you try the Steam controller that makes the sound of the Stormtrooper screaming when you drop it?
I did not, Adair Sota, because I got to be honest with you, I've had zero fucking time. And I also need to make sure that I drop it on something that's not going to hurt the fucking controller. So, but yeah, I do plan to check it out. I do plan to check it out. All right, boys, we got Cammy versus Mai today. We got Cammy versus Mai today, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be an interesting one because I feel like both of these waifus are heavily loved. They're both really good characters, and I honestly don't know which way this is going to go. I kind of feel like it might go towards Mai, but the poll is almost 50-50. If you look at the chat, it's 52-48 right now for Mai, so that's only a slight lead in the poll. In terms of the numbers, though, we got Mai at $65.51 versus Cammy at $33.99. So it's really not that far off. We're going to figure out who's going to win this one by the end of the stream. We will decide, and we'll see. We'll see who's going to move on to the next round. But thank you guys so much for your support, as always. And do not forget, throughout the entire stream, you can vote at any time. If you decide to super chat, just put the name at the beginning, so that way we know it's for the battle, and you will be good to go. All right, guys. Are we ready? I want to start off with something a little simple. I want to start off with a video game that was showcased to me about it's called Project Ants. But somebody's telling me check Steam. So let's check Steam because maybe, I don't know, I probably have a gifted game or something. Let me see. I don't see a gifted game. All right, so can I see? Let me see. Project Ants on Steam. Is there a longer trailer? There is. All right, I want to check this game out. I want to check this game out called Project Ants. You guys recommended this to me over on X, so I figured we could check this out really quick and see what this game is actually about. I heard people say it's a mix between Hollow Knight and like some other kind of like action games. So interesting because the graphics don't look like it. But maybe they say Hollow Knight because it's based off of a bug or something. I don't know. But we're going to see. Let's check it out. Here's the trailer. This is on Steam, so I'm using the trailer on Steam. Here we go.
Beneath the earth, something stirs. Something waits. Below, even valor fades. In a world where humankind vanished thousands of years ago,
It's a super serious trailer.
only a few insect species endured. They outlasted. They flourished. They evolved.
Bah. Every fucking trailer known to man. Bah. Oh God! Can we just go one trailer? One trailer with that. Bah. Jesus Christ!
Wars, factions, and endless conflict have scarred the ages. All because of an ancient power. In this era, the ants hold dominion.
Nice.
A warrior stands in faithful defense of their crown.
I love games that have like this. They tell like a super serious story like this. Well, maybe not super serious from a narrative perspective, but just like, you know, the tone. The tone is very serious. I like when they take funny, odd things like an ant, for example, and turn it into this like epic adventure, super serious epic adventure. You know, I just think it's cool. I think it's cool. I think it's different.
Beneath the earth, something stirs.
Combat
and
looks
memory
good.
Still remains.
Project Ants. I'm not gonna lie, the combat looked really good. The world exploring looked really good, and I saw some side-scrolling action there too. There was a moment. Let me see if I can bring it up quickly. There was a moment where he was running like a Metroidvania style, like right here. I think it's right here. Hold on. Yeah, see.
Did you see the leaked
kind of bouncing left and right?
Sarkeesian lecture?
The leaked Sarkeesian lecture. Yes, I saw it. I don't think it's a leaked lecture. Pretty sure somebody probably just found it. It's been out there in the wild, like most of the shit being talked about Anita right now. Everybody's finding Anita's stuff, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's leaked. It's brand new." No, it's not. It's been around since forever. But hey, maybe it is leaked. Who knows? But yeah, I saw it. It's her talking about the same shit I've heard her talk about forever. Yeah, so there's like a mix of side-scrolling action, it seems like, and also typical 3D action. You know? Interesting. I'm kind of curious about this game. I think this is a good recommendation. I mean, graphically, it looks pretty cool. You know? The combat looked cool, looked fast. This looks like the NPC from Hollow Knight, one of the store NPCs. Yeah, I think it looks cool. I'm interested. I wonder if they're like, if are they human-sized ants? Or are they small? But for us, it looks like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this human size like ants? I don't know. I'm curious. They look like they're human sized ants, but I'm just curious. You know, or maybe they're super tiny, but you know, to them they look larger than life. Does it matter? I don't know. I'm curious. I can't be fucking curious. Jesus Christ. Does it matter? Yes. To me. I'm asking. Because then the story becomes a little bit more interesting. Because it's like, are we observing from the outside looking in? Are we observing from the outside looking in? Or is this like humans don't exist and the world was taken over by humanoid ants? You know what I mean? I'm just curious. God damn, man. You can't even be curious these days. All right, moving on. But the game looks cool. Thank you guys for recommending that. I will definitely check that out. All right, let me X that out. You're in an anthill? Okay, cool. Doesn't matter. No, anyway, sorry. All right, I'm just trolling. All right, listen. Really quick story, just so we could celebrate a little bit. Although some people might be disappointed. I don't know. Some people might be disappointed, guys. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Amazon has officially canceled the Lord of the Rings MMORPG. That's right. That's right. Now, if you guys are not aware, we've spoken about Amazon in the past, but I will just remind those who maybe don't know about it, perhaps. But Amazon has basically completely pulled out of the gaming sector for the most part. I think they have very little development left in anything gaming related, but they got felted so hard lately over their last couple of failed projects that they've essentially given up. Like they want nothing to do with gaming. It seems like they're completely nuking almost all of their gaming sector. It is like, it is pretty much cooked. It is done, right? Because what happened was they invested a lot of money into New World, and they also were basically investing a lot of money specifically into MMORPGs. New World was essentially their first go at it. And you know what's crazy? New World actually wasn't a failure in the grand scheme of thing, at least in the beginning anyway. New World was so successful in the beginning. I don't understand how the fuck they dropped the ball on that one. They had almost 1 million concurrent players on Steam. It was unbelievable how well New World actually did when it was first released, and then it just completely fucking died off. Like they killed the game. And it's because Amazon, I think, in my opinion, got lucky with the first round, and they just don't have the people to maintain video games like this. That's what I really think is going on here. I think they got a little bit lucky with the IP and the hype behind it. They also had all the money in the world to advertise it, so naturally it was a little bit AstroTurf. But at the end of the day, I think they just don't have the people to actually run this shit. They don't have the experience to run this shit properly. And I think that instead of investing and putting it in the time and actually trying to become a real, gaming studio, I suppose you want to put it that way, they decided to completely check out. They're like, yeah, it's not worth it. We're just going to stick to what we always do, which is, stores and stuff like that, and Amazon. Like that's what they're really trying to do. So they've been backing out of all funding for video games. But one of the thing is, when we talked about that before, they said that the MMORPG for Lord of the Rings was still in development, and it wasn't part of the cancellations. It wasn't part of the budget cuts. Well, now apparently it is. So what they said before was not true, right? What they said before was not true whatsoever. They are completely backing out, it seems like. And again, I mean, I'm excited, but I know some people may not be. Maybe they were looking forward to it. I don't know. But I think that the last company that you need in video games is Amazon. You don't need a company with a mindset like Amazon to start coming into video games, because they are going to take it to the next fucking level, and they got the money to do it. They're going to take it to the next level of overly monetized, bare bone, basic bitch behavior, and they're just going to throw their money at it and hope that it sticks. Like you don't want them in the gaming industry. Let them do what they do elsewhere. That's the last one you want them to do. So John Bon Zombie says Warhorse is doing a Lord of the Rings game. I heard that was a rumor. Obviously, they haven't confirmed it. They're not going to confirm it anytime soon. But I would be curious to see if they could pull off a Lord of the Rings RPG video game, especially in the Crytek engine, because I know they utilize the Crytek engine. Or the Cry engine, sorry. But still, I would be curious to see. There's already Lord of the Rings Online. Yes, there is. I played that for many years. I love that game. I was a Hobbit hunter. Yep. Crazy DPS, by the way. So good. MMO is a dead genre anyway. I don't think MMO is a dead genre. I think MMO is a genre. It's a sleeping giant, in my opinion. I really do. I think MMORPGs are a sleeping giant. I think that, unfortunately, today's modern day, MMORPGs kind of go against the ideology of most studios. They operate in a 90-day cycle, right, at the longest, because they do everything seasonal, right? 90-day cycle, and then after 90 days, they bring out a new season, 4 seasons a year. That's what they try to do. MMORPGs, especially old school ones that people really enjoy, they don't operate under that cycle. It's a living, breathing world. You log in every day is something new. You could go do what you got to do, have your dailies and all that. You have rating. Like, it doesn't operate in that same way. So I don't think it's going to function in today's modern climate of everything's got to be 30 to 90 day cycles. It sucks, but I think that a lot of people just don't have the patience for it, you know? There's a rumor that Saber Interactive might be working on the Transformers game. Oh my God, give that to me now. I would love to play a Transformers video game with the gameplay like Space Marine from Saber. I think that would be really sick. One of my favorite Transformers games that I'm still sad to this day is it's not really like around the way that it was. I believe it was Transformers War for Cybertron. Was it War for Cybertron that had the multiplayer that was so fucking sick? Oh man, like I think it was that one. That one, bro, that game was amazing. War for Cybertron was amazing. Fucking loved that game, dude, so much, dude. It had such good multiplayer gameplay. It's actually crazy how good the multiplayer was in War for Cybertron. It was illegal for that to be as good as it was. But I'm so glad I got to experience that during its prime because it was really good. Anyway, so I just wanted to talk about that. That's basically where we're at. MMO games have found their player base and others have hard to break into the market, which is why investors don't try. Yeah, but you know, Sharmanar, here's the thing about that. So you say investors don't try, and you're right, investors don't try when it comes to MMORPGs. But we're talking about investors from the regular sense of the word, like investors into companies. But what we have found out through Star Citizen and through Ashes of Creation and other MMORPGs that are indie funded or that are essentially crowdfunded, there is a lot of demand for these kind of games. There's a lot of demand for a lot of what they're promising with these kind of games. But unfortunately, it seems like the only people promising these things in an MMORPG are people that are just trying to take money. You know, they're not actually trying to make the MMORPG. We've seen Ashes of Creation turn into a crazy scam, essentially. Now they're dealing with multiple lawsuits. It's all blown up. Star Citizen is still essentially, I mean, taking money for how many years now? And giving just a little bit here and there, here and there, here and there. I think it's almost at $1 billion in funding, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know. It's it sucks, but
Cammy never pay for a lifetime membership in an MMO. I did for lot online. Then they went free to play. I was so pissed.
Wait, how much was a lifetime membership in Lord of the Rings Online? They had a lifetime membership? I don't know. Why would you pay for that? Oh, wasn't it like $200 or $300, something like that? I don't remember, but I remember being up there now that you mentioned it. It was like $2.99 or something. $249.99. Holy shit. Damn. Well, I mean, $249.99 at its prime. Like, if you would have paid $249.99 and then lasted the entire time up until it went free to play, I think you would have been fine. But if you would have paid that right before they went free to play, that's kind of scummy of them, you know? But I'm also not surprised by that. Final Fantasy XI remains undefeated. It is absolutely undefeated. One of the greatest MMORPGs ever. Ever. All right, let's continue. Tanya, thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. Over on Rumble, we got, let me see, we got Dragon with a 2, says Cammy. They reduced her chest in Street Fighter 6 and also Chun-Li. They need to go back to Street Fighter 5 bodies and keep the faces. Well, we'll see what Capcom decides to do. Holy shit! King Demon Wing. What an odd number. I guess he doesn't want to do $500 bangers anymore. He doesn't want to scare people. King Demon Wing dropped an $80 mega banger for hashtag my over on Rumble. Damn. Shout out to King Demon Wing putting $80 into the bucket for my. That's insane, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. God damn. Damn. He's like, hey, I'm still here. Tiger King says, I despise Capcom. Gamers are disgusting and dumb as fuck. Damn, bro. So I guess this is not a good time to bring up that Capcom, according to the VGC, has sold more games than in any year in its history during this year. We've been talking about how Capcom has been on fire for the last, couple of months now, where they have been bringing out banger after banger after banger. Keep in mind, guys, this is after they got felted on Monster Hunter Wilds. But to be fair, even though they released a really broken, from a performance standpoint, video game, Monster Hunter had a lot of issues. It still sold gangbusters numbers, right? It still sold it still sold well into the 10 plus million copies sold. However, I will say that all the negative press around that game had completely halted the sales for the game because it was on trajectory to do crazy numbers. And then once people found out just how bad it is on PC, people just like, nope, like the numbers just completely tanked, right? But the initial numbers did very, very well. Now, to my knowledge, they have, for the most part, fixed Monster Hunter Wilds, but it took them forever in order to do it, which is really, really fucking annoying. But after that, they've obviously released Resident Evil 9 Requiem, and I know that's Tiger King's favorite game. And they just recently released Pragmata that announced 2 million copies sold. Now, the interesting thing about all these numbers, and I think I have the list. Let me just make sure. The interesting thing about all these numbers is that they listed out what their top sold video games actually were. And I believe their number one sold video game. Oh, here's the list. Look at this. So it's so ironic to me. Their number one sold video game of all time, recently anyway, is Resident Evil 5. The one video game that they absolutely refuse to remake for whatever reason that may be. You can figure out whatever that reason may be. Resident Evil 5 is officially their number one top selling video game in the last few years, I guess, for fiscal year 26 unit sales ranking. Lifetime units, you can clearly see Resident Evil 5 is the highest out of every other video game. The second highest video game is Monster Hunter Rise and Resident Evil 2. So those video games are pretty much almost neck and neck. And then you got Resident Evil 7, which is shit. That's really high. That's a lot. Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil Village didn't sell as much as 7. And then Requiem obviously is brand new. So, that's got to take some time. But I'm sure Requiem will probably get up there. There may be a reason it's their top seller. No remakes. Probably. The most popular game is Racist Fucking Base. Right? Isn't that funny? Was Resident Evil 5 bad? I don't think Resident Evil 5 was bad. I enjoyed Resident Evil. I think Resident Evil 5, I think it was a little bit extreme on the action. But I thought it was fine. It's just the moment where I kind of got taken out of it was when Chris punched the boulder. When that motherfucker punched a gigantic boulder, we're talking like an Indiana Jones style boulder. Like he punched a boulder and fucking broke it in half. I was like, brother, what are we doing? What are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, anyway, but I get it, man. Chris Redfield, massive forearms, big buff dude, whatever, punching boulders like the fucking Rock and shit. I don't know, man. I was not taken out by total global Listen, I'm just saying there are moments where I just find it to be so fucking off-putting, and it was the punching of the boulder. I was like, okay, all right then. So anyway, it was pretty funny though. It was pretty funny. So now in terms of Street Fighter, shockingly, almost as much as Resident Evil Requiem, but Street Fighter 6 has been out for much longer. So that goes to show how well Resident Evil Requiem actually did. But I think Resident Evil is probably the more, no doubt, the more popular franchise. So there's that. And then let's see, what's the lowest one? Is this Street Fighter? It is Street Fighter. Yeah, Street Fighter 6 is the lowest one out of every other franchise. We got Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak and Monster Hunter Wilds. Look at this. Monster Hunter Wilds is it's a slightly higher than Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. So, in any case, I thought these were interesting numbers, and Capcom is having an amazing year. Whether they deserve it or not, I mean, I leave that up to you, but I think they've been putting out some pretty good video games. I know Tiger King does not like them. Tiger King despises Capcom. I know, I get it, but it's okay. We can have different opinions. What I will say is that it seems, and I don't know if they're actually, how do I put it? I don't know if they're actually outsourcing their PC ports, or are they finally doing PC ports in-house? I'm not sure. I know they were outsourcing PC ports before, and that's why a lot of the PC ports were just fucking trash. I don't know if they're still doing that or if they have a different company or whatever. But so far, the latest PC ports for Resident Evil Requiem and Pragmata have been amazing out the gate. It hasn't been anything close to Wilds, but that's also because Wilds and the way that it was designed to look like an open world video game. Obviously, it was not. It had loading zones, but you know, it was made to look like that. And so I don't think the RE engine could handle that. So I really think that's what held back that game. But for right now, Capcom's doing fairly well. So whether or not that changes in the future, we'll find out. But as of right now, it's not too bad. What's going on, Demajani? How you doing, brother? Shout out to Demajani. Welcome in. Joker says Street Fighter 6 was promoted with the awful live service mode. If they had promoted it with the actual game, it would have sold more. Maybe. You know what I mean? Maybe. But I feel like Street Fighter is a little bit... Not that it's niche. It's just that it's a fighting game. So fighting games notoriously don't sell to that caliber. Like a Resident Evil game, for example. You know? So I don't think to expect that is a little bit fair. But it's sold pretty well, considering what it is. Sold fairly well. But, you know, putting it against Resident Evil is not exactly fair. But what else are you going to put it against, right? All right, let's get into this. You got nothing against Pragmata. It's fine-ish. That means he hates it. He hates it. Guys, let's continue. Nothing on Rumble. We're caught up on supers, I believe. Yes, we're caught up on supers. Let me X this out. Let's talk about this developer, Outbound. Or developer for the video game Outbound. So there's something going on lately. I don't know what it is. These indie developers, a lot of them, or, you know, indie, not indie, it really doesn't matter. A lot of them are kind of getting caught acting a little weird on the Steam forums and the Steam reviews. And this one, you know, this is a no-win situation. What I'm about to read is a no-win situation. Oh, we're at tier 2? Holy fuck, boys. Goddamn. Goddamn, we're at tier 2, boys. Hold on. Wait for it. Shout out to you guys. I didn't even realize we already got there. Holy shit. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for the insane support. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are insane, man, in all the best ways. So this video game Outbound, okay? They got themselves in a little bit of a pickle. And the pickle that they got themselves in was essentially they were asking players, or they asked one player. I don't know if they asked anybody else. They asked one player to remove a negative review from Steam. Now, I don't know if you guys know this. That is a big fucking no-no. All right, you don't ask people to remove reviews from Steam. Whether they're positive or negative, you don't ask people. Obviously, you're probably not going to ask someone to remove positive, but I'm just saying. You don't do that because then you are openly trying to manipulate the reviews. And when people catch you doing that, that's not a good look, right? That's not a good look at all. So anyway, now, because of that, and because they got caught doing that, guess what people are doing? That's right. They're review bombing the game. There's so much of that going on now. It's insane. But yes, they are review bombing the game because of the developers asking to remove a negative review from Steam. Now, obviously, they have come out and apologized for this, which we're going to get into. So Outbound is that exploration game developed by Square Glade Games, where players drive an empty camper van around an open world and attempt to turn it into a home by collecting materials to decorate it and using technology to power it. As initially screenshotted and shared on the Steam Reddit page, one player wrote a negative review of the game, calling its mechanics incredibly shallow and saying it's definitely not worth the asking price. Doesn't sound anything crazy to me. Sounds pretty fair. The studio said it understood the game wasn't to the player's liking and offered no hard feelings, but added, feel free to send a support request to the Steam support to get a full refund on your purchase. If you do so, we would appreciate if you would update or remove your... Oh, that is not good. Ooh, that is not good. That's essentially paying to get a negative review removed. Bro, that is, you're bribing the person to remove the negative review. Are you fucking stupid? Are you dumb? Why would you do that publicly? Holy shit, that's insane. Yeah, they're not exactly very smart. That is not a good look. Now I can see why people are upset. Anyway, this has not gone down well with some players who have suggested that developers shouldn't be trying to give their game a higher percentage of positive reviews by asking players to change or remove negative ones. It has also seemingly had a Streisand effect to some extent. While the game's Steam reviews still marked as mostly positive, a number of recent negative reviews have made reference to the incident, suggesting it was at least partly responsible for their own personal rating. Now posted in response to one of these reviews, Square Glade Games has apologized for its comment, saying it would no longer ask people to remove or change their reviews. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter, bro. That's bad. Just, bro, I really think people... I think that the worst thing about the indie scene is that we tend to forget that they're still ran by, like, your everyday people. They're not ran by big corporations that have HR teams that tell you to shut the fuck up, you know, most of the time anyway, not all the time. And whenever one of them gets out of containment, they usually get fired. These indie games are ran by very, very small teams, you know, sometimes even one person. So if that person doesn't have any PR training, or perhaps they're not ready for the amount of success they might receive, you know, maybe the game was successful. I mean, I don't know. Let me see. This game's called Outbound. We could go to SteamDB right now. Let's see. Let's see. Outbound. Is this game successful or not? Let's see. Well, fair. Oh, that's pretty. Hey, that's not bad. Not bad for a game like this, man. It's got double the numbers of Mixtape. And that game is the game of the generation. 10 out of 10. 10 out of fucking 10, right? So it's not terrible. They probably weren't ready for it. They probably thought their game was not going to sell that much, and come to find out, it actually did. And well, there you go. But again, it's not an excuse though. It's not an excuse to go out there and bribe people to remove negative reviews. That's a really bad fucking look. First and foremost, we truly apologize for how our recent replies have come across. We understand that our communication has felt wrong to many of you. For that, we are genuinely sorry. To be completely honest, the 24 hours since launch have been incredibly overwhelming. While we started with a lot of excitement, the reality of launch brings a lot of pressure and intense emotions. Looking back, we realized that the way we communicated was not the right approach, and we didn't handle the situation with the care that it deserved. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like, yeah, actually, in the chat, Azrai says, you expect crap like this from Chinese sellers on Amazon. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You would expect it from them. You wouldn't expect this from indie developers, but, you know. Tire King says, are they paying? I'll write a bad review. They could pay me to change it. You would have to buy the game, and then they're just going to refund you. That's it. That's it. So you would essentially break even. Mixtape is so fucking cringe. Not a good comparison. Well, no, it is a good comparison because, again, this game is coming from an indie developer that's getting little to no press, right? They weren't really getting press before this. Whereas Mixtape is getting press from all major establishments, PlayStation, Xbox, Epic Games, everybody's promoting it. Every shill's talking about it. There's thousands of accounts talking about it on X, all promoting it, and it only got 2,000 some odd concurrent players. Whereas this game, another actual indie game, got 5,000 some odd concurrent players with little to no press. So, you know, I feel like it's a pretty fair comparison. But in any case, that's pretty bad. They also said, we want to be clear. We would no longer be asking anyone to change their negative reviews. Isn't that against Steam TOS too? I'm almost positive it is. We have also deleted our previous comments. We respect your honesty and appreciate the feedback, even when it's tough to hear. It helps us make the game better. Thank you for your patience while we navigate this. We're heading back to work on the issues that you raised, but we wanted to make sure we stop to say we hear you and we are sorry for the missteps in our communication. Oh my God. Outbound is currently at 64 on Metacritic. Damn. That's bad. That's bad. So, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you know, we're all human. They fucked up, right? But people are now going to think that you're going to be the type of developer to try to silence negative, you know, discourse. You're going to try to silence people that perhaps have a problem with your video game. And that's unfortunate because these are things you can easily avoid if you just had a little bit of PR training. Just easily avoid it and just roll with the punches. If people have an issue with your game, listen to them. right? Read the reviews. If one of them is a troll, move on to the next. But don't start trying to essentially pay people by refunding their game to take off the negative review. That's crazy, you know? Splitak says Outbound is also on Game Pass. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And the game is still doing better than Mixtape, which guess what is also on Game Pass. With all the promotion, the entire industry is promoting Mixtape. Even Jeff Keighley is promoting Mixtape with the Game Awards official account. So think about that for a second. In any case, that sucks. I never actually watched. Actually, that's not true. I think I remember. I did watch a trailer for this. I think this was in a show that we watched together one time. Let's see. What do we got? Choppy.
Time to hit the road.
It's one of these games. All right. Well, there you go. That is Outbound, ladies and gentlemen. So, unfortunate for them. Hopefully they learned their lesson and they don't do it again. But I have a feeling this is probably not going to be the last mistake they're going to make. So, moving on, boys. Moving on. Who did this? I want to know who's responsible. Who in this chat is responsible? Actually, I already know who it was. It was the real-life fake wizard. The real-life fake wizard. That's who did... No, I'm just kidding. He did not do that. FBI, I am joking. FBI, I am joking. I am joking. A man was supposedly arrested for threatening to blow up the Nintendo HQ in Japan. That's insane, brother. Can't we just talk about video games and not want to kill people? Why is that so difficult? I don't understand why that is so hard. I question that. I question that a lot of the time, but unfortunately, it just seems like we can't do that. According to police reports, a man has been arrested after threatening to blow up Nintendo headquarters in Kyoto,
wins
Japan.
any awards during the Game Awards. I'm moving to Greenland after I buy Greenland first.
You're moving to Greenland? Oh, shit. Let me know how that goes, Tanya. It's really cold over there. I hope you like the cold. Apparently, the headquarters in Kyoto, Japan, with some explosive that they claim to have been planted around the company's main building. Brother, what the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing, bro? Explosives that were actually planted around the company's main building. What are we fucking doing, boys? As of this writing, police are still trying to uncover a motive behind the recent bomb threats against Nintendo. I already know what it was. It's a scalper who couldn't scalp Pokemon cards. That's what it was. You know I'm right. You absolutely know I'm right. The arrest came just days after Nintendo announced some changes to the Switch 2's current prices. All right, journalists, it has nothing to fucking do with that. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. Nobody's going to be going to Nintendo's fucking HQ and planting bombs because they raised the price of the Switch 2 $50. I just love how journalists would try to tie anything together just so they could hit the minimum requirement for SEO. That way they could post their article. Their article has to be like XYZ amount of length. It's crazy, man. You think it was Islam? I don't know, maybe. Most likely Pokemon related. It's got to be Pokemon related because I feel like Pokemon fanboys are really the ones that are capable of violence like that. I don't really think anybody else would be capable of that. Either that or furries, and they're kind of the same anyway. So, I don't know. Backlash for ruining Metroid? Yeah, I don't think it's that either. Pokemon card collectors are off the charts toxic. That's true. That's true. Pokemon is an interesting hobby right now. It definitely looks a hell of a lot different than when I was a kid. Because holy fuck, man. Have you seen some of the shit that people are doing in order to get their hands on cards? It's actually insane, man. Their business model sucks. but just don't buy. It does suck. The company as a company sucks. You thought we were talking about Marvel Studios? No. I wanted to just share that. That was a fast story really quick. All right, boys, speaking of bombs. So, do you guys remember the protest that was going to happen at EA headquarters? Do you remember that? We talked about this the other day. Guys, we have the battle, Cammy versus Mai. Do not forget all super chats. Put the name at the beginning, please, so that I know which way you want to go. Guys, remember the protest where they said they were going to raid EA's campus? Remember that? They were going to raid EA's campus, and they were going to felt EA and stop them from doing the deal with the Saudi Arabians, right? They were gonna stop this deal from happening. Remember that? And then we found out it was gonna be a cosplay group. Remember that? The cosplay group was gonna raid EA. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen the measure of their resolve. We have seen this is crazy. This is crazy. Like, actually insane. Guys, brace yourselves. Because EA has been completely fucking taken over. That's right, boys. EA has been completely taken over and felted by this cosplay group. That's right, boys. That's right. The measure of their resolve is here. The measure of their resolve is here. So, I mean, what do we got? Let's see. Let's see what we got. I mean, the broken heart emojis, I love it. It definitely like tugs at your emotional heartstrings. It tugs at your emotional heartstrings, man. The broken heart emojis. What did Tom Brady do? I don't fucking know, man. I don't know, brother. These guys, they're using it as shields. These are not faces. These are shields, man. Devs and players over investors. Devs and players over investors. This dude is literally laughing. Look at this guy. The one black guy. The one black guy that showed up to this, and he's holding in his laugh. He is holding in his fucking laugh, bro. What are we doing? Yeah. Is that cat ears or is that... No, that's braids. Okay. That's braids. So, of course, every single one of these people are Sims players. These are Sims players. Remember how I told you guys that the Sims players were complaining to EA and they were like, you have to make sure that you are, adhering to our values. Remember? It's our values. You said that you cared about our values, and now you're selling to the Saudi Arabians who are not going to care about our values. Well, they're Sims players because they have the fucking diamonds above their head. Even the black guy has a diamond above his head. Look at this, bro. The Sims is not that... Yes, those are Sims icons. You're just now noticing that? They're Sims... Those are Sims icons, bro. Hold on, let me go closer. Those are Sims icons, look. They have the diamonds on their head. So, these are all Sims players. And they are that scared that the Sims is going to somehow become magically, I don't know, unwoke or something like that. That they are now protesting developers and players over... Just so you know, they don't give a fuck about the developers. They only care about themselves. This is about the players. This is diabolical. Oh, it's beyond diabolical. So what else we got? This woman looks like she didn't want to take the picture. Players all something? Players all something. I don't know what that shirt says. Players all something. Players all trans? I don't know what that says. No pay pigs. No pay pigs, right? So can't have that. Mind you, this is The Sims, right? It doesn't The Sims have microtransactions? Players Alliance, is that what it says? It looks like a space in between. That doesn't say Alliance, is it? Oh, I can't see the bottom of the eye because her fucking roll is covering the bottom of the eye and it's making it look like a goddamn T. I got felted by the rolls. That's not my fault. That's not my fault. It looks like a fucking T. It says it's all space T. That's what. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. My mistake. All right. So Players Alliance. So they're in an alliance. That's good for them, I suppose. No pay pigs for a video game that has crazy amount of microtransactions. Delete the ladder. Stop the deal. What? Delete the ladder, stop the deal. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Delete the ladder,
Hashtag my.
Oh my lord, those protesters look exactly like what I thought they'd look like. A bunch of minimalism rejects. Ooh.
Yes. Yes, keep talking like that, by the way.
Protesters equals Gina Cara, no protesters.
Gina Carano protesters, yeah, like five protesters. Thank you, Odin Dark. Thank you, Mr. Melancholy, with the 5. Do that voice again, please. Anyway, yeah, it says Players Alliance. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know what the fuck this dinosaur is in the background, but okay. This is a good one. No DLC for corporate greed, brother. You don't have a Sims thing above your head, so maybe you don't play Sims. But perhaps you should talk to your people over here that play the Sims, that play that game that has an insane amount of DLC. Look at this guy. This guy in the background. Hold on, zoom in. Zoom in on the guy in the background. Wait. He's like, look at these dumb motherfuckers. Look at this. You could just tell. He's like, who let the crazies out? Bro, so you mean to tell me why the gloves? Oh, because they don't want to leave fingerprints. You guys got to understand, these guys are at the bare minimum Antifa trained, so they don't want to leave fingerprints. They're always told to like wear sunglasses or wear a mask or wear gloves or something like that. They don't want to leave fingerprints. They think they have it all figured out, but the women don't care because they know they get no sentences anyway. It's the men that are like, we're going to go down if we get arrested. The women are going to get fucking slaps on the wrist, you know? Look at this, bro. There's no cosplay in their cosplay. That's the other thing, too. Like, this is supposed to be a cosplay group. So are we counting Sims Diamonds as cosplay now? Because the only one in cosplay is the dinosaur. That's the only one that's in cosplay. Everybody else is not, unless what are we, cosplaying Antifa or something? Oh, they're cosplaying as gamers. That makes a lot of sense, actually. That makes a lot of sense, actually. I don't know, man. I just thought this was pretty funny. And, listen, every time they say there's going to be a raid and we're going to protest, you know, whatever, it's always this. I'm actually surprised they didn't take an angled picture. This is probably somebody else taking a picture. I'm surprised they didn't take an angled picture that makes it look like a bigger crowd than it actually is. You know how they do that a lot of the time? Every time there's pictures of protests being spread around, it's always from like a certain angle that makes it look bigger than it actually is. You know? It's crazy, bro. In any case, that's what it is. Just wanted to share that with you because I thought it was fucking hilarious. Thank you, guys. Let's continue. Let me X this out. All right, let's talk about Saros. Saros, ladies and gentlemen. We got to talk about Saros because, sir, it's not looking good. It's not looking good, okay? So, a couple things I want to note really quick. Number one, this information is coming to us from Millennia Analytics, so I just want to be very clear. Their numbers are always wonky. Take it with a grain of salt. We're only going to use it to notice a pattern, not necessarily judge what the actual real numbers may or may not be. But as of right now, the pattern ain't looking good, right? This is what we use numbers for, to recognize patterns and see which way it's going. So as of right now, anyway, Saros is selling worse than Returnal, which I find to be very interesting. Keep in mind, guys, the PlayStation install base is, at this point in time, has to be well over 80 million, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe even 90 million at this point. I don't know how many PS5s have sold, but I know it's over 80. It's got to be over 80 million. So it's sold worse than Returnal, according to an analyst estimate. And the cope is that it's competing with Crimson Desert and Resident Evil Requiem for a limited time and money. So what they did was they essentially named 2 massive video games that it came out well before Saros did. And they're trying to blame that as for the reason why this is happening. I'm going to tell you the reason why this is happening. All right. Number 1, you sold the same video game with a different skin. Okay. You tried to sell Saros as a different video game, but everybody with even a little bit of a brain can obviously see that it was Returnal with a different skin. So that's not going to immediately going to want to make people go buy the game day one. At least not, most people. Number 2, obviously the backlash that came out for the game, that didn't help anything, right? And number 3, it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive. I know you guys don't. I know you don't want to have this conversation. I know you don't. But it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive, all right? You're comparing numbers of Resident Evil and Crimson Desert, 2 video games that are not PlayStation 5 exclusives, and you're comparing it against a PlayStation 5 exclusive, okay? That's inherently retarded. Why would you do that, right? There's no way that Saros is going to come anywhere close to video games like Requiem and Crimson Desert because, number 1, just the gameplay differences. They're established, like Resident Evil is an established franchise. There's no way you're going to come anywhere close to a Resident Evil video game that has Leon in it. That's not going to happen. And number 2, Crimson Desert, massive video game. All the gamers are hyping it, supporting it. Everybody loves it. One-time charge, no DLC, no microtransactions, all that stuff. So the hype is there. Open world video game, hundreds of hours in it. And guess what? You don't have to die over and over in order for you to get hundreds of hours out of it, right? Like, Saros is a glorified roguelite. So death is part of the gameplay. You have to die over and over and repeat the same levels with variations here and there. Whereas Crimson Desert is a massive open world sandbox that you can just do whatever the fuck you want, essentially, and just get lost in the world. So they're 2 completely different games. Now, in terms of the PS5 exclusive, I do find it interesting that they haven't sold as much as, at least Returnal at the bare minimum. Again, I know it's a reskin, but I figured the Sony boys would just buy it up. And it kind of goes against the narrative about how, like, female-led video games don't sell, considering Returnal sold better than this game. And this is a male-led video game. But in any case, let's talk about it. So, on Twitter, Elliot, head of market analyst at Alinea Analytics, gives a bit of insight into the game's performance thus far. He estimates it sold a little over 300,000 copies in 2 weeks, almost a third of which were pre-orders, generating over $22 million in revenue. So, $22 million in revenue. That's not even profit. That's not even profit. $22 million fucking dollars in revenue. That's crazy. That's like barely anything. There's no way that they're making their money back. There's no fucking way. Not anytime soon, anyway. According to the firm's numbers, is lagging behind Returnal, but although that may sound negative, given there are now 11 times the amount of PlayStation 5s in the world, the console's library offers a great deal of variety compared to 2021, when Returnal hit in April 2021, less than 6 months after the PS5 launch. Those early PS5 adopters, the ones who inherently buy a lot of new games at full price, were dying for something to play. Yeah, they're still dying for something to play. That's the sad part. That's the sad part. They're still dying for something. Oh, man, the Sony boys are not going to like that. Anyway, Returnal was the first big party PlayStation release since launch. And it made amazing use of the unique DualSense haptics, blah, 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 all that shit. Now, some 5 years later into the system's life is a laundry list of great blockbuster releases. Several arrived within the last 12 months. In fact, they don't actually, here's the thing, they don't actually want to address the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room with this is that when Returnal released in April of 2021 or whatever it was, the PC platform was doing less than consoles by a fair margin. We are now in 2026, and the PC platform is doing more than the console market. Granted, not by much, but it is, and it is growing massively. The elephant in the room is that they don't just want to admit that there are some console people that have left consoles and that have went to PC, and that is probably some of your missing sales as well. Because you not releasing this on PC, where, by the way, you could go buy Returnal right now on Steam. You could buy Returnal on Steam. You can't buy Saros on Steam. So you could essentially get the same gameplay experience, but you could play it on your PC. Because Saros is just a reskinned Returnal. So there's a lot of factors here at play. that is affecting the sales of Saros. And a lot of it is things they don't want to admit to actually happening, but it just is. The PC platform's exploding. Steam's exploding, right? Even GOG. GOG's exploding as well. Epic Games, they're imploding, not exploding. And unfortunately, the backlash with Saros didn't help. People realized after looking at gameplay, it's the same fucking game, but with a worse story. Somehow you fucked up the story, even like worse. Good job on that. Actually, you told even the same kind of story, but you added cuckery to it. People just flat out don't want to admit that there are a lot of problems with this game. You know? So, I'm not surprised. They said that Saros is more of a niche game compared to Ghost of Yotei or a new God of War, which again, Ghost of Yotei didn't sell the same amount of units as Tsushima. Even as time has went on, notice how everybody has stopped talking about it. Nobody's talking about Yotei. The numbers have completely flatlined. They did sell a couple of million units, but at the end of the day, it took them months to get up to what? Half of what Tsushima did in a few weeks. It's not even close. It's not even close. God of War, Ragnarok, didn't sell nowhere near as much as the original God of War on the PlayStation from 2018 or whatever it was. So, again, these sequels are provably doing worse. And it's amazing how PlayStation doesn't want to acknowledge it because they hide their numbers to the best of their ability. But when it comes to the earnings call, they got to be honest, right? They could talk about, oh, yeah, you know, it's strong start. They could corporate speak it all they want. But at the end of the day, the sequels are just not selling nowhere near as much as the more popular original games. It's happening to every single one of their fucking franchises almost, with the exception of Helldivers 2 doing amazing. And guess what? Helldivers 2 did amazing because you released it on PC, you geniuses. It released on PC. That is where it's most successful by a long shot. So if it wasn't for PC, you'd probably have a problem with Helldivers 2. So it's a beautiful thing to witness, but at the end of the day, it's something they're never going to admit to. These returns are still disappointing. Elliot says that it will struggle to break even against a supposed budget exceeding $76 million. So you already know that the budget's probably closer to $100 million. Once you include all factors and everything, a budget of almost $100 million. They've only made about $20 million before costs. They got to factor in different costs and different things associated with the revenue. So it's not profit. So, brother, they're like 1/5 of the way. Not even. They're not even 1/5 of the way to the budget. It's going to be a real slow grind. Real slow grind. And it's actually so hilarious because we are seeing this happen more and more, where there are people that are trying to console war right now. They're trying to be like, hey, yeah, bring back exclusives. Fuck PC. Because, you know, they want to feel like they're part of something special. I don't know. Whatever. It's a weird thing. But they're like, fuck PC. Fuck this. Fuck that. We don't need PC. We don't need this. We don't need that. And then they get an exclusive game, and what happens? It gets felted. It gets fucking wrecked. How exactly are you, like, how are you going to be convincing? Which, by the way, we have still not gotten confirmation that they're actually taking games off PC yet. Still. Jason Schreier, whoever, I forgot if it was Schreier or Paul Tassi. I think it was Schreier. Schreier has said this for like months now. It's been happening for months now. And still no confirmation. Mind you, the Sony boys and the Xbox boys are out there fucking console warring as if this is going to be a thing, as if they are taking single player games guaranteed off of PC, and we haven't gotten a single confirmation of that whatsoever. But they're so fucking stupid that they're running the story as if it's true. And I swear to God, I gotta be honest with you guys, if Saros comes out on PC, I feel like I'm just gonna make like a 3-minute AI video just laughing at Sony boys. Straight up. That's what I'm gonna do. Because I know they pretend to hate AI while they play video games with AI. So I'm just gonna make like a 3-minute AI video just laughing at them. Straight up. Because it's gonna be hilarious. It really is. But anyway, again, for me personally, whether PlayStation video games come out on PC or not, I don't give a fuck. I don't care, right? There are so many video games that are available on PC. I don't even have time to get through the backlog that I have now. I don't give a fuck about PlayStation games. If they come out, that's great. I'll buy them on sale. I'll buy them on sale when they're like $10, $15. Outside of that, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to go out there, buy them day fucking one. I don't care at all to do that. But I have a feeling, yes, I agree with you guys in the chat. I have a feeling that the story is probably fake now. I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt and say, you know, maybe it might be true. Maybe they're trying to adhere to the Sony boys again. I'm starting to believe that it's not true. Even though I kind of already thought to myself it's not true, but still, you never know. They threw Marathon on the bus. Well, we're going to talk about Marathon in a second. But actually, HBO, I was going to mention that. So the only other thing I could see them doing is I could see them pulling away from Steam and trying to pull in Epic Games. Because, again, PlayStation has a fundamental misunderstanding. A lot of these people have a fundamental misunderstanding of what makes Steam on the PC platform and why things are the way they are. They just think all you have to do is have a store with cheap prices, and that's all it takes. Epic Games tried to do that, and they got felted, all right? They fired 1,000 people, laying people off left and right, losing money left and right. Fortnite's even losing money now at this point, according to them anyway. I don't believe it's actually losing money. I think they're just trying to get people to pay them more. But, again, I'm just telling you what they're saying. I think that they have a fundamental misunderstanding. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to release their own store on PC. I think if the story is true, what they're going to do is pull away from Steam, pull away from Epic Games, and make a PC-exclusive PlayStation launcher where you could buy PlayStation games on PC through PlayStation. That's what I think they're going to do. And then they're going to release that launcher. It's going to do terribly. It's going to completely fail. And then they're going to put their games back on Steam because that's exactly what happens every single time. Every single time. Look at every other launcher.
Nintendo will be the last and only console developer in 10 years. Tony Adamus has spoken.
Tony Adamus is fucking hilarious. I don't know. Nintendo's got money to last like over 100 years. If they sold nothing, they have enough money to last over 100 to 200 years. So I don't think they're going anywhere, right? But PlayStation and Xbox, they're definitely playing the more risky game. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, ultimately, guys, that's what I think they're going to do. But this is just proof that you could cope about other video games as much as you want. You could blame Resident Evil Requiem, which came out, months before this game? You could blame Crimson Desert that also came out months before this game. You're even blaming Pragmata, which I love that, by the way. And a whole bunch of rad 2026 games. Brother, nobody wants to play Saros, okay? The people that are going to buy Saros already bought it, and it's going to have a real slow grind after that. The only people that are going to buy Saros after this are going to be $10 or less. That's when they're going to buy it, and that's it. Right? So you just got to deal with it, man. Unfortunately, it's just you shouldn't be spending $80 to $100 million on a video game that, well, apparently Returnal didn't do that much better. So why are you spending that level of money on a video game that didn't even do that much better? And it's a sequel. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. Splitai says, I'll get it for $40. How about you buy it for 10 and give me the other 30? That'll be better. Returnal did 500K. Exactly. 500K is not even that much better. Think about it. 500K on a budget of like probably something similar, right? let's say $60 to $80 million back, in those years. Still, it's a lot. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of fucking money. Not to mention, this is a full price video game roguelite. It's a glorified roguelite. It's a $70. This game is $70, right? $70 roguelite. Who the fuck wants to spend $70 fucking dollars on a roguelite? Why would I want to spend $70 on a video game where death is part of the gameplay? Where I gotta die over and over and over again and play the same levels or the similar levels over and over and over again until I eventually progress far enough to get to the end. $70 roguelite, bro. I could go buy better roguelites on Steam for like $5. $10. Why would I want to do that? It's so funny because they mentioned Hades 2, which I would say is probably the better roguelite game compared to Saros. So, anyway, that's basically it for Saros. And like I said, guys, in the beginning, just understand this is all coming from Alinea Analytics. Their numbers, take them with a grain of salt. But I think that they're not far off the mark here, even if the numbers are not exact. I think that the overall pattern is going this way, and the sentiment is that Saros is pretty disappointing. So that's basically what's going on here. Vampire Crawlers, yeah, Vampire Crawlers is a good game too. You know? All right, T-Jab says we are currently at $152.51 for Mai and $55.99 for Cammy. So right now, Cammy's trying. Cammy's trying, but it ain't looking good. We're going to keep trying and see what happens, but it's not looking good, man. King Dimmy gave a massive dono to Mai, putting her well above. Dragon with a 2 for hashtag Mai. Ninjas are fucking pervs. Female Konoichi are the worst. Fair enough. Torinol with $1. Enough protesters to almost fill a short bus. That's true. That is true. All right, let's continue, guys. Let me go over to the main screen. Let's continue, and we're going to talk about Marathon.
Cammy.
Me Blanca like Cammy.
What the fuck?
Me hold her braids like horsey reins.
What? Bro! Oh my god, brother. Really? Did you just have Blanca clap the cheeks of Cammy? What in the R34 did I just fucking hear right now? Was that necessary, bro? And then you're like, me hold her braids like horsey reins? Bro, come on. That's crazy, bro. Anyway, all right, moving on. You guys are fucking insane. Let's talk about... Well, actually, we could cover Subnautica 2 really quick. There's really not too much to talk about there right now. I just kind of want to go over the numbers. So Subnautica 2 has officially released. And I tried to tell you guys, we looked at the numbers, we looked at the wish list, we looked at the previous games. And I told you guys, man, this game is going to do gangbusters fucking numbers. And people were just not having it. Some people, anyway. Some people did understand. Some people were like, yeah, it's going to do crazy numbers. But a lot of people were like, nope, it's not. It's going to do like 50K. Well, Subnautica 2 has officially released about 10 to 12 hours ago. And keep in mind, guys, this is early access, right? So it's not even a full release, all right? Subnautica 2 released to 467,582 fucking players. That's crazy. That's a holy shit moment. Actually, I should probably refresh it. Let me see. Okay, that's fine. So that's a holy shit moment. Okay, that's a holy shit moment. Now keep in mind, guys, there's a couple of things. Number one, this game got leaked, right? So the pirates already got their hands on this game, so they lost some sales there. And number two, all the controversy and everything behind this game. People, again, this game had the #1 wish list on Steam. It was the most wish listed game on Steam. Over 5 million wish lists. And people were like, oh, wish lists don't matter. Some people, or they were like, they don't matter as much. I get that sentiment. I understand why people think that. I really do. But it's not the same. It's not the same.
Watch me make M clap.
What? Oh my god. Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Brother. That's insane. That's insanity. That's it? You can only last a couple of seconds? You can only last a couple of seconds? Your stroke game is weak! No, I'm just kidding. Fucking Mervoth, bro. That's crazy, man. He just keeps going and going. Yeah, I know. Did he finish? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know that. My God, you guys are trolls, bro. Anyway. And he did it with the Trump voice, too, which is even worse. That's even worse. This motherfucker did it with the Trump voice. Anyway. So, I understand the sentiment why people say 5 million, wish lists don't matter. I get that. I get that. But you guys got to understand, man. There is a law of averages, okay? As long as people are not lying. Because we have seen examples of studios lie about their wish list because they want to own the chuds, right? It's pretty obvious that they lied about their wish list, especially when they're competing with a supposed anti-woke video game called Knight's Path, right? And then 1348's like, well, we hit it too. We hit 100,000 wish list too. It's not just them. We did it too. Oh, look, now we're at 250,000. You know what I'm saying? So, unfortunately, those kind of studios, you know, they fuck up the look at this, bro. 0.
Hashtag my that was just a Trump and
0.
dump. Super chat.
True, it was a Trump and dump. Absolutely. 0 players, right? So, like, this is an example of a company that lied about their wish list. Or at the very least, this is a company that got what I like to call a performative wish list, which is wish lists from certain people on Twitter when their posts go viral. And they're like, yeah, I'm going to wish list this game because I'm doing something if I wish list it. Yeah. Fuck the chuds. And then, like, nothing ever comes from it. Right?
That golden lady on the trophy is my vote.
I'm sure you like that, golden lady. Now, with Subnautica 2, though, that's not the case, right? So, again, like, wishlist, there is a law of averages. And with wishlist, the way that it works, from my understanding, again, this is my understanding of the numbers, is that at release, there is an expectation of at least a 10% conversion. If it's a very popular video game, sometimes 15% conversion, right? Sometimes. If anything, let's do some math. Let's do some math. 5 million wish lists, right? And times that by, let's say, 15%. Okay, 750,000. All right, so 5. Let's see, 5. Now, this is total sales, not concurrent players. Let's do 5 million times that by 10%. 500,000. You see what I'm saying? Think about that. 5 million wish lists times that by a 10% conversion rate. 500,000.
Hashtag my.
You know?
Round and 2.
So the numbers make sense. Oh my God, brother. I'm going to ban you. I'm going to ban you. I swear to God. I'm going to ban you. Stop it. I'm trying to have a segment here. Stop fucking in the chat. Jesus Christ, man. This fucking guy, bro. I swear to God. I swear to God. Just keeps going. So if you go now down, I don't think they're going to have sales numbers just yet. It's too new. The game is too new, so you're not going to have sales numbers. But they did announce that they have over 1 million sales, by the way. Okay? They announced 1 million sales officially online. Now, according to some reports, they need to sell, I think, like 4 to 5 million copies in order for them to get their bonus. All right? At least that's my understanding. They have until September, I believe, to sell that amount of copies. If they don't sell that amount of copies, then they're not going to get their bonus, according to the lawsuit. Or maybe they'll get some lower version of it. I don't know. But that's what I understand to be happening here with Subnautica. So they announced on Twitter, again, #1 top sellers, #1 wishlist activity. They announced over 1 million sales. And I guarantee you, guys, we're not even at the weekend. So if we're not even at the weekend, you guys got to understand that we're probably going to be well into like 2 to 3 million sales probably by the end of next week. The question is whether or not this is going to get to 5 million sales by September. They got months. They got a few months to pull it off. They already did 1 million in one day. So we'll see if they actually get there. Now, in terms of the game itself, well, there are some complaints about the game, but overall, the game seems fine. People are mainly complaining about the lack of content, which is so interesting to me because, remember, Subnautica 2 delayed the game because of lack of content, and they deemed it as not early access release ready, which is why the whole thing got into controversy to begin with. And now the game releases after they added a bunch of things, and people are still saying there is a massive lack of content. Now, again, it's an early access video game, so I kind of expect that, but I'm just telling you what people are saying. But overall, I think people were excited for this game, as we pretty much do. It's got 13,000 reviews already. 13,000 reviews already. Pem says it's good, just as intense as the first. That's good. That's good. I was saying for a while that I hope that people get the game that they were waiting for. Because all this drama, all these lawsuits, all this stupid shit happening with Subnautica, the people that were most affected were the players waiting for the game. So, you know, as long as they got the game that they were hoping to get, then that's a win, in my opinion. But the biggest problem now is what's going to happen with the aftercare. What's going to happen with the game afterwards, right? I say this all the time because I think it's pretty safe to say they don't like each other. The people that are working on this game don't like each other. So, and considering that the CEO of Krafton tried to sabotage Unknown World CEO from getting his bonus, what's going to happen with that? Like, is he going to try to sabotage this now? How is that going to work, right? There are some people, actually, I don't know if I have the Steam forums open for Subnautica. I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't. But in the Steam forums, there were some people that were like, is the game woke? Like, they were asking really interesting questions. And some of the players are like, is this the Krafton CEO trying to sabotage this game by calling it woke or something? I don't know. It's pretty interesting. It's actually really good for an early access game. That's good. That's good. I personally don't like early access video games. I say that a lot. But again, as long as people are happy with it and they can continue to see the game grow, then that's great. That's great. But in any case, these are huge numbers. And I cannot wait to see what it does on the weekend. Because I have a feeling once Friday and Saturday hit, we're going to see well over 500,000. We're going to see well over 500,000. Your fake says Krafton is going to shut down the studio. Everything Subnautica 2 makes will go to paying out the 250 million payout. I don't see why they would keep them around. I don't know.
Early access.
You could co-op during the early access. Really, that's good. Shout out to K-Styles for the 5. Thank you. I don't know. I think that I don't think they're going to shut down the studio. I don't think that's going to happen.
Hashtag Cami, glorious. Subnautica 2 is woke free. Woke free.
Shout out
free.
Tanya. Thank you. Thank you for the 10. I appreciate that. So I don't think they're going to shut down the studio. They paid a lot of money for the studio. And even if they pay out that insane bonus, how much is this game? Let me see. So price history, $30, right? So $30. Let's do some numbers. 30. Let's say 30 times 2 million, because I feel like they're going to do 2 million sales right now. So 30 times 2 million, $60 million. Bro, it's insane how many sales they have to do in order to pay those CEOs. Even if you take 30 and times it by the 5 million sales required for the bonus, that's $150 million before Steam takes its cut or before anybody else takes its cut. So if you were to times that by 30%, that's $45 million you got to take away from the $150 million. So even at the 5 million sales, they only take home about $105 million. Damn. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot to make up that $250 million bonus. But in any case, that's where we're at with this nonsense. So I'm happy. Again, I'm happy for the players. Hey, Old Man Cad. Shout out to Old Man Cad. The man finally can go swimming. Because goddamn, he would not let up about this game. Old Man Cad can finally go swimming with Asians in the water. Congratulations, Old Man Cad. I know you've been waiting for this game for a while. Let's get some Old Man Cad emojis in the chat, boys. The man is happy. He's happy. We got to celebrate the happiness of one of our own. Shout out to Old Man Cat. That's a W. Yes, that's a W. Yeah, they promised $250 million. That's crazy. You know, that's fucking insane. Anyway, we'll talk about it over the weekend. I'm gonna follow up on this game over the weekend. All right, let's talk about Marathon, guys. Let's cover Marathon versus Destiny, the civil war that is going down right now all over the internet, ladies and gentlemen. It is interesting. So, guys, a couple of things. All right, there's a couple of things to go over all this stuff. So, right now, there's a bit of a civil war happening between Marathon and Destiny 2. And it's actually kind of funny because I actually said many times over, and I think a lot of you guys said as well, that when it came to Marathon, the initial players that were going to play Marathon were most likely going to be Destiny 2 players that were looking to play the next latest Bungie thing. Because those are like the Bungie hardcore fanboys, right? They want to play the latest Bungie thing. And a lot of them probably didn't even realize what an extraction shooter even was. And they were probably secretly hoping that it was going to be like the Destiny 3 they never got. That's what a lot of people seem to be hoping for. They never got it, obviously, but yeah. So now we're at the point where Marathon and Destiny players are fighting each other because they are blaming each other for the reason why their games are not successful, or for the reason why their games are not getting the content that they should be getting. Now, the ironic thing is that Marathon is getting all the content right now. Marathon's getting everything. As we're going to go over, by the way, because we have an entire list. I mean, look at this list, guys. Look at this fucking list posted by Marathon themselves. Launch, learnings, and what's next. The short version. There is no short version. This thing is long as fuck. Look at this. Look at this. Brother. Holy shit, that's a lot, right? So we got a lot to go over. But so what happened was Marathon posted this. And keep in mind, this little civil war has been happening for a few days even before this. But Marathon posted this, and it made it blow up. It made it explode. Because now Destiny players are essentially saying that we wish that we could have this level of communication, right? Why can't we have this level of communication for this particular game? Why is it that Marathon's getting all this communication? Why are they getting all this list of like all the things planned? They're already talking about season 5 in Marathon. We haven't even gotten to the reset. That's what I'm most excited about. I'm excited for the reset because what's going to happen is, and by the way, they confirm in this post that the reset is coming. The reset is coming. They're not backing out from it. It's coming. Right? So I'm excited for that because a lot of the people that are playing Marathon, they don't understand what it actually is going to entail once the game resets. They don't understand how that works. So all this work that they're putting into it, all this grinding that they're putting into it, they don't realize that they're about to lose everything. Almost everything, pretty much. So once that happens, I think that's going to be a big wake-up call for a lot of these people. But we'll see anyway. So let's read this. I found this post to be pretty interesting. It could be a little bit of a troll, obviously. But there's a lot of internal turmoil over at Marathon. Didn't they reset already? No, they did not. They did not. They did not reset yet. It's coming, though. The reset is coming. So Destiny 2 died so that Marathon Concord 3 could also die. This was Bungie's master plan all along. They wanted 2 live service games, but got 2 dead service games instead. Imagine thinking you could manage 2 live service games when you couldn't even manage 1. Concord died so that every other live service could trip over its corpse. Bungie running a marathon to an early grave was always their destiny. Oh, damn! That is a hell of a sentence. I need to steal that. I am stealing that. Bungie running a marathon to an early grave was always their destiny. Damn.
Holy shit.
That's a fucking sentence, bro. I'm stealing that. I'm sorry. I'm stealing that. I'm stealing that. Never forget that we went from driving warthogs with a squad to this. Sony bought the name Bungie, not the talent that made Halo. They told us their games weren't for us, and then get mad when we don't buy them. The Concordian timeline will conclude its 3rd installment. Why does this guy look like Elf Asmongold, bro? I swear. Dan, sucks for Sony. If only people had warned them from the beginning. Oh, wait. Sony's business strategy overspent on acquiring studios, reliefs live service to make back losses. The game bombs, increase price of all hardware, and shut down studios to compensate. Sales get worse, repeat. Yeah, that's true. That's true. In all actuality, I believe that this increase in prices that we're seeing between the video games and the hardware and the accessories and all this stuff every year, that's what you call the marathon tax. Like, obviously, it's not just Marathon, but the idea is that Sony is essentially taxing you for their failures. So they're trying to make the money back from their endeavors that they fucking flopped on. And unfortunately, people are paying the price. They're paying the price of entry not to realize that there's nothing in the club to actually do. Why are you paying the extra price to get into the club that's fucking empty? But you don't realize it's empty until you already pay the bouncer. And then when you try to get your money back, well, good luck with that. You know? So in any case, Sony, am I out of touch? No, it's the gamers who are wrong. True. True. So if you look over the forums, there is one thing that has been essentially admitted to. And that is the fact that there is now going to be a PvE mode. supposedly, there is going to be a PvE mode in Marathon, ladies and gentlemen. A PvE mode. Now, once you start going down that route in a game that is supposed to be essentially, all skill-based, super sweaty, all that stuff, once you start going down that route, that tells me that the people that you try to essentially virtue signal to, the ultra hardcore FPS players, they left you. They left you to essentially hang and dry. They left you to hang and dry, right? So we're going to go over the changes that Marathon's making, but I want to check this out really quick. We were right, the official thread. As the end nears with every hour, as the SteamDB chart goes deeper and deeper into the abyss, it's time to gather all people that tried to warn Bungie. Other gamers in the whole community that something was off with this game. These people earned the right to say, we were right. You were wrong. I told you so. Enjoy the feeling, brothers in gaming. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I was wrong when this game came out. I defended it. Thanks for correcting me. You were right. I now stand here made whole by admitting I was wrong. I am a better person for rejecting Marathon. Rejoice. Now listen, the war between Marathon and the war between Marathon and Destiny has now led to them allegedly, and you can take this with a grain of salt, but people are saying that some of the most diehard fans of both video games are now using idle bots in order to boost the concurrent numbers of the game, to make it seem as if one is doing better than the other. That's how petty we're going right now. There are a bunch of posts on Reddit and essentially everywhere of people saying to use idle bots to boost the numbers, which kind of makes sense because, again, the numbers going up and it's getting late. That almost never happens, right? Now it's at 13,000 for Marathon concurrently right now, higher than it ever has been. It's 1,000 over. On a Thursday, it's 1,000 over. Destiny is currently at right under 10,000. So 9,892, right? So pretty fucking hilarious. And I got to be honest with you, we kind of saw this coming a mile away. We all knew this was going to happen. So let's look at this now. Here's the TLDR of what Marathon is promising to essentially fix their game. And you can read this whole thing if you want. It's available on the official Marathon page. It's a lot. Like they're going into what they planned for season 2, season 3, season 4, season 5. Like they actually got all this shit supposedly planned. But you know who also had multiple seasons planned? Concord. You also know who had multiple seasons planned? Highguard. You know who also has multiple seasons planned? Horizon Hunter Gatherers. Okay? This is what you call the last ditch effort. The voice of a dying video game. With the first season of Marathon, we created a strong core community. You know what a core community means? Most people left. Whenever they start talking about, oh yeah, we have a core community, that means that the suckers that are still around are the people that genuinely enjoy the game. But ultimately, it is a destruction. Anytime they say core community, it means that most people have left. And I know you're gonna have gaslighters that are gonna be like, no, it just means core. It just means core. Yeah, we know what core means. We're embarking on a multi-season journey built around growing from the seed of this strong community. That's right, boys. Drop your seed. Drop it on Marathon. We're looking to solve some pain points for players, making the game less grindy and more rewarding. It's amazing that they're going to make it more rewarding, only for it to ultimately all go away anyway when the game resets. Making improvements to things like the UI, matchmaking, endgame meta, playing as solos and duos, etc. Smoothing out onboarding, and we're also going to build out more of the core game. Adding new fun and mind-bending content. New and updated zones, runner shells, new combatants, weapons, loot, and more. Building systems to make progressing more interesting. We want to build more survival experiences for different moods, like if you want a full sweat or lean back and chill. We're going to be exploring more pure PvP, PvE, or PvP light experiences. So they're gonna go full PvE with some of their game modes, which are gonna take a lot of people out of the PvP queue. Do they not realize that? Like, by allowing somebody to have full PvE and never embracing PvP, that means that the few players that are already playing, you are going to separate your player base. You are now going to make it so that a lot of people are going to choose to do PvE only, and your PvP queues are going to become less and less. Yeah, it's high guard all over again, bro. Continue experimenting with experimental queues to learn more around these experiences. We're bringing back duos for Season 2 with a rotating duos queue. We're testing some experiments in Season 2 around PvE and PvP light modes. We're expanding the max size of your vault and increasing faction progression rates. We'll talk more about Season 2 content like Night March, the new Cradle progression system, and Runner Shell Sentinel the week of May 25. 3 months later, okay, let's talk. I wanna go into what they talk about. They talk about what happened before, how they're honoring the original marathon. No, they're not. They're not honoring the original marathon. Let's see. Let me scroll down. Where is what went well? They talk about what went well, and then when they get to the what went bad, they're like, what we learned. Marathon is overwhelming to learn. It's overwhelming to learn, guys. It's very hard. It's easy to hit a wall if you're not spending lots of time, don't have a consistent crew, or are not super skilled. Still figuring out the balance mix of the actual end game. Sometimes you don't want to sweat, right? So here's what they have. As we've been learning these lessons, we've also been experimenting and observing some additional areas where we can improve. The sponsored March perimeter, sponsored kits, matchmaking systems, how many queues we're running. But I want to get to, here's where they want to go. To the end, we have 2 main paths walking down, starting with Season 2. They want to focus on more mind-bending sci-fi. Okay. And hold on. Okay, check this out. In Season 2, we'll be adding duos rotating zone queue. Season 2 will be adding a new matchmaking system that helps players find better quality matches with more flex for higher end players. In Season 2, we'll be expanding the max size of your vault. For Season 2 and beyond, we're working on a set of UX improvements to help make setting goals and getting into a match smoother. For Season 3 and beyond, we're working on improving our onboarding experience. For Season 3 and beyond, we're making changes to the contract system to improve how you interact. Guys, I don't understand. Like, look at this. Season 4, we're focused on building more depth into the existing extraction loop. Season 5, we're looking at bringing the whole ecosystem of PvPvE play together and evolving our weird sci-fi world in new ways. Guys, why are we at Season 5? Why don't we just focus on this season, the current season? Because you guys are going so far ahead, and I know why you're doing it. You're trying to quell the shitstorm that you're currently experiencing right now from the players that are panicking, thinking that your game is gonna die, right? So you're like, hey, no, we got all these plans. Season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got all these plans, guys. Our game's going nowhere. I understand why they're doing that. But at this point, you have to just be honest with your players and just be like, listen, we unfortunately missed it. We missed the ball on Marathon. We're going to go back to the basics, and we're going to focus on making the next season as amazing as possible. And if we continue to see a rise in players for that season, then we have a lot of things planned that we could potentially do for the next one after that. But right now, we want to give you guys the best experience for the upcoming season that is going to be available to you very soon. That's it. That's all you got to say. Don't be like, hey, Season 2 is coming, and 3, and 4, and 5. Nobody cares. All people care about is what you're going to do now. You know? Sorry, is that you, High Guard? Yeah, it's very similar. See, this is the thing. Most live service video games that die like this, slowly, they go through the same levels of grief, right? They go through the same acceptance, where it's always deny, 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 until you can't deny anymore, and then accept. That's basically
the
it.
real Season 2 is solidifying Concord 3.
True. Essentially, the Concordian timeline will be fulfilled. So, in any case, I find all this to be very interesting. I think that the internal battle between Marathon players and Destiny players is probably only going to get worse. I don't see how it's going to get better. Because both of these sides, honestly, they have made it very clear that they blame the other for the reason why their current game is not doing good. And Destiny players have been pissed for a long time. They've been pissed for a long time. Like Marathon players, they might have been pissed recently. But Destiny players have been festering on this shit for fucking years, bro. They've been mad for a long time. So once they get the ability to vent and blame something for the reason why their game is dying, they're not going to hold back. And right now, Bungie is that target and Marathon is that target also. So I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening. But as of right now, that's where we're at with the civil war between both of these games. And it couldn't happen to better. Yeah, let them fight. It couldn't have happened to a better company, man. Bungie is an amazing company. They deserve all of this. Could not have happened to a better company. Let them fight. If they die, they die. You know? What they should have done is Marathon Combat Evolve. Bro, that would be hilarious. Bungie gets what's coming to them. True. I used to play Destiny. I will not attend. That's fair. Fair. Movies used to do the same thing by announcing sequels to try to drive up ticket sales. Yeah, they do it all the time. The strategy is obvious, right? It's pretty obvious from all aspects. Whether or not it works, that's a different story. But for right now, let them fight. Let's see. Tanya says, dude, my wife's budget makes it hard to throw down 50 memberships or $100 super chat mega bangers. So don't do it. Why are you doing it? Don't do it. She's got you on a budget. Don't do it. All right, boys. Listen, we got to decide a winner. Speaking of, we got to decide a winner. I need everybody's help, man. This is an interesting battle. Hold on really quick. Let me check Rumble. We got something on Rumble really quick. 1 second. We got Torno with $1. Enough protesters. Oh, I already read that one. And we got PC Explosion with $1. Cammy, doesn't matter if she loses. Let me comfort her nicely. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. All right, let's see. Hold on. There's somebody. Give me 1 second. Let me mute this. Sorry, I had to delete links. All right. Dragon, I don't know why you keep posting links over on Rumble. It's been deleted multiple times. So I'm going to delete it one more time. You're posting someone else's like stream or something, like nonstop. So I'm going to delete it one more time. If you do it again, I'm going to have to just ban you on Rumble. I'm sorry, brother. It are what it are. It are what it are. Guys, we got to pick a winner. We got to pick a winner. Mai versus Cammy. This is what it is. Mai versus Cammy, ladies and gentlemen. You won't do it again? Brother, you did it like 20 times. Don't do that. Do not do that. We need to pick a winner, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to get into this final battle. And keep in mind, whoever wins this one is going up against Jill Valentine in the next round. And tomorrow we got Mithra versus Felicia.
Hashtag
Actually, no. Tomorrow's Friday.
Cammy,
we don't have
Cammy. I love Cammy.
Cammy. I love Cammy. I appreciate that. All right, boys. Let's figure this out. In the meantime, let me put on the song. I keep forgetting to download the song from StreamYards so that I don't have to keep opening StreamYards in order to play the song. But we got to decide a winner. So let's get this going. I'm going to play the song really quick. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just bringing it up. I got to enter studio. Bring this up. Come on, StreamYards. You're so fucking slow. You're so slow. All right. All right. Are we ready, boys? Let's go, man. Final countdown. Cammy's not that far behind, man. Cammy's not that far behind. But we can make it happen. Let's decide who the winner's going to be. Tanya, thank you again for the 5. I appreciate it. The support for Cammy. Thank you so much. Maya has a bigger fan base, though. Hey, you never know. You never know. This is a harder choice. This one's a little bit more difficult compared to some of our other battles. That's why it's not so straightforward like the other ones were. We got Deadeye's Lock with a 2 for Cammy over on Rumble. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. And then we got Deadeye's Lock with a 10 for Mai. Jill Sandwiches can't handle all this fire. Mai loves produces. Thank you. I appreciate that. Dedraconic with a 5 for hashtag Mai. Thank you, Dedraconic. I appreciate that. Damajani, you got to put a hashtag in front of the name. Damajani with a 2 for Cammy. Does not count. We need a hashtag, my man. Hashtag, please. Put hashtag name. Please, please. Thank you, sir. John D says, even in the standard waifu battle, this will be a bloodbath. True. True, but we're going to find out. We're going to see what happens. This can go either way. And like I said, next battle is going to be Morrigan versus Mithra. Sorry, not Felicia. Morrigan versus Mithra and Felicia versus Liara Tassoni. That's going to be interesting. Morrigan versus Mithra is going to be Sunday. Felicia versus Liara is going to be Monday. Sniper Wolf versus Bayonetta. Oh, shit. That's going to be interesting, too. That'll be Tuesday. That'll be Tuesday. We'll see how it goes. We shall see how it goes. T-Jab, I don't know if you have an updated number. I know Mai is in the lead. I don't know by how much. I gotta imagine it's a decent amount. But it's nothing super crazy. Hopefully not, anyway. I want a little bit of a challenge for Mai. I don't want her to just easy sweep this shit. But at the end of the day, it is Mai, so let's be fair.
Hashtag Mai.
Dark Mage is with a 5 for Mai. Look at that. Tanya says, Dr. Spike, where are you? He's sleeping. He's sleeping. Dr. Spike is sleeping. It's looking like a sweep. It might be. It might be a sweep. I don't know. We'll find out. It might be a sweep, unfortunately. Guys, do not forget we're
Hashtag Cammy. You changing stuff up on the old man lol.
It's been like that for like a month now. Thank you, Damajan. I appreciate that. $2 for Cammy. Thank you. Somebody's voting for Cammy. Guys, I'm going to link the gaming stream. If you guys want the link, here you go. Here is the link for the gaming stream. Zelosi with a 5 on Rumble for hashtag my SNK for life. Thank you, Zelosi. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Hashtag my.
If you don't vote for I will deport you.
What? Beautiful Sexel, thank you for the 5. You can't deport me.
Hashtag hypnotic in those cat ears.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Stop it. That's terrible. During the waifu battle? Fucking bastard. Monkey Bad, thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. All right, boys, listen. My fans are pretty comfortable. They're not that far ahead, but they're pretty comfortable. I guess they're going to write it out. I hope nobody basically felts them. So let's find out. Here we go. Final countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Waiting for lag, 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 waiting. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. My fans rolled the dice. They rolled.
Cammy.
Cammy. Asians.
Cammy dropped a $100 Red Boy Hyper Banger, and it did not count. She dropped it after I said it was over. Tanya Raven, $100 for hashtag Cammy. It was in dude. No, it wasn't. You could go watch the playback. Again, there's a 5-second lag in the stream. It's when I say it's over. It did not count. Why would you wait to the last second? Why would you wait? Why? Why would you do that? Oh my God. I literally said, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. And then you can hear, actually, you know what I like about the TTS? What I like about the TTS is that it reads it out the moment I get it on my side. So when I said, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen, then your super chat got read after the fact. Proving that on my side, it came in after the fact. But regardless, that is it. Mods count. Oh, T-Jap. Wow, T-Jap's fast. Holy shit. Never mind. We got to give a Red Boy clip for Tanya. Tanya, do you want the new waifu clip? I don't even know if you saw the new waifu clip. T-Jab says that we got Mai at $194.51 versus Cammy at $80.99. Oh, wow. So the Red Boy wouldn't have even saved Cammy to begin with. That's not fair.
Right,
how is that not fair?
You don't like roguelikes in that case.
How is that not fair?
It's been this way everything is crab,
for 3 years.
It's a roguelike game where you try to evolve and avoid evolving into a crab as the slime Darwin.
It's not that I don't like roguelites. I'm so tired of everything being a roguelite. I'm so tired of everything being a roguelite. That's the problem. Thank you, Speedy Cake, for the 10. I appreciate that. It's been this way for like 3 years. With the waifu battle. Literally has been this way for 3 years. So I don't understand. Double elimination bracket? No. How about Souls likes? No, I never get tired of Souls likes. I'll admit that. I like Souls likes. All right. Let's see. It is not my problem. It hit chat before you said anything. That's not true because again, literally, I'm not gonna have this argument. I always say all the time. Again, do me a favor. Don't super chat anymore. It's fine. It's totally fine. Because again, I say this all the time. It's the last one that shows up on my screen for a reason. Because if I relied on other people's internets, everybody would have different end times. Everybody would have different end times. Literally, everybody would have different end times. So this is why, for the last 3 years, I've been doing it the same exact way every single time. And it doesn't even matter because Cammy lost anyway. So what are we talking about? She said Asians. No, she didn't. Stop it, old man. Cat. You're grifting.
Vegeta celebrates 5 months of membership to all. It's a 15 to 18 second delay.
Actually, it's about a 5 to 10 second delay on YouTube. It's a bad delay on Rumble. It's like 30 seconds on Rumble. It's pretty bad on Rumble. All right, boys. Listen, T-Jab gave the numbers. We got Mai at $194.51, and we got Cammy at $80.99, which means the winner. And moving on into the next round is none other than Mai, ladies and gentlemen. Damn. Of course. Not surprised. Let's do it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. One more time. Let's go. Tanya says, read the fucking super chat. I said fucking Asians. Oh. Wow. Okay, so first off, I was trolling, okay? Because I like to fuck with old man Cad. And I like to deny him Asians just as like part of the joke, right? So you must... I don't know if you're drinking again. You must have missed the joke. And number two, that's going to be the last fucking time that you're ever going to tell me to do something like that. That's going to be the last time. That's literally going to be the last time. Otherwise, it's all good. Again... Like, I understand there are other streamers out there that will bend over for $100, $200, or whatever the case may be. That's perfectly fine. But I don't know who the fuck you're talking to, but that's going to be the last fucking time you're ever going to say some shit like that to me. Straight up. I appreciate the $100 Red Boy. I really do. But just because you donated doesn't mean that you could just do some shit like that. Because I'm not going to talk to you like that unless you come at me like that. Anyway, I said don't super chat anymore because you can't seem to control your fucking emotions. That's why I said don't super chat anymore. So I'd rather not have the money and you hang out for free. That way you don't feel like you got, robbed or whatever. I would rather you just do that. Anyway. All right, boys. Let's do this. Guys, Asians, old man Cad, congratulations.
Oh my god, it's a red boy hyper banger.
This music hits different now. Oh no. At least it breaks the awkward silence, Mr. Melancholy. Jake's hand, that was funny, dude. Shout out to you, man. I'm not okay, but it is what it is. I don't mind losing a waifu, but insults me after. Okay, so I didn't insult
Is
you.
anime waifus
It's not
next
insulting.
after this tourney or a theme?
It's not insulting to tell you not to super chat. It's not insulting for me to tell you not to super chat because I don't want you to feel a certain way because clearly after 3 years of waifu battles doing the same thing the same way, I tell that to people all the time that have problems with the way that I do the countdown. So me telling you not to super chat, I'm trying to spare you your money and problems if you don't like the way that the countdown is handled. It's not the first time I've told this to someone. Again, I don't know why you're taking this like super personal. I don't get it. I don't understand. I really don't. It's the same fucking thing I've been doing for 3 years plus, going on almost 4 years soon. It's the same thing. You didn't know about the 15-second delay. It's YouTube. It's not immediate. Streaming doesn't have a 0-second delay. There's always a delay. There's always a delay. Now, obviously, I with OBS, I've been able to do ultra low latency. So I was able to drop it to like 5-10 seconds because with StreamYards, it was really bad. With StreamYards, it was real bad, especially for Rumble. It was real bad. But there's always a delay, which is why my rule has always been, which, by the way, I mentioned the rules before every single waifu battle. My rule is that the last, the last super chat that shows up on my screen is going to be the one that counts. I say that all the time, you know? Many people have learned about that the hard way, you know? But in any case, again, I'm not trying to be, when I tell you don't super chat, it's not because I'm trying to attack you. It's because I'm actually trying to save you and save your money from any potential issues that you might have with that. You know what I'm saying? So if you took that personally, that was not my intent. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What was I going to say? Mr. Vegeta says, yeah, many have learned the hard way. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We got you waiting for the countdown. I thought I had time. It's okay. It's okay. Now we know. Now we're all on the same page. It literally happens to everybody. Almost everybody. All right. Let me check over on Rumble really quick. Where we got? Let me scroll up. Scroll. All right, Zalosi, we caught that last one. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And let me see. And we're caught up. Yeah, we caught everything, right? Yeah, we caught everything. All right, boys, listen. That means that looking at this now, this is going to be, I don't know how this is going to go. Mai versus Jill Valentine. I don't know how that's going to go. Mervod says, my dono. Did your dono not get read? Why didn't it get read? That's weird. Mervod's with a 2. Is anime waifus next after this tourney or theme? So I'm coming. I got a few ideas of different tournaments that I could do. I kind of want to do a franchise. I liked the One Piece one. So I kind of want to do another franchise again. I'm not sure which one, but there's a lot. There's a lot that we could potentially do for sure. But we'll figure it out. But yeah, Mai versus Joe Valentine. I don't know how that's going to go. But the next one after that is going to be, where are we at? Let's see. It's going to be Morrigan versus Mithra. I feel like I kind of know which way that's going to go. And then we got Felicia versus Liara Tassoni, Sniper War versus Bayonetta, and Triss versus Tifa. Oh, God. Oh, God. My girls from The Witcher. They stand no chances. They stand no chances, man. I'm telling you, though, here's the thing. With Tifa versus Triss, even though that's kind of like an obvious one for a lot of people, did I set these up at random? Yes, I did. I set them up at random. Even though it's like the obvious choice, I would be a little bit wary. I would be wary against troll voters with Tifa. Because Tifa is obviously the popular one, so, you know, just be a little, you know, wary of that. Don't feel confident with like a $20 lead on that one. But we'll see how it goes. All right, boys, listen, that was fun.
Hashtag Chin Lee.
Chin Lee. I kept the name like that because it was fucking hilarious, man. I kept the name. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Guys, fantastic evening. Thank you so much for hanging out, man. Tomorrow is a regular day because we have, what do you call it? We have Sonya counting tomorrow. So no TJAP tomorrow. So we're going to be doing just regular stream. And then Saturday we have SNH, obviously. Secret Final Boss says, isn't Yuffie 15? All right. So, man, people are really trying to get to me today. Is that, are you trying to bring the fucking spick out of me or something? Are you trolling? Are you trolling? Or are you being serious? Are you trolling or being serious? I just want to know if he's being serious. I don't want to go crazy on someone who might be trolling. He's serious? Okay. Okay, so in Dirge of Cerberus, Yuffie's 19. That's the latest entry. If you care about fictional ages of characters in a battle that has nothing to do with sex, again, I don't understand. The latest entry for Yuffie in Dirge of Cerberus, she's 19. She's not 15. All right. And number two, why are we concerned about the age of a character that is in a tournament as to who's your favorite character? This is not who's the character you want to fuck. This is who's your favorite character. So why exactly, like, so you mean to tell me that now we got to worry about the ages of a character to decide who's our favorite character? Mael's one of my favorite characters in Expedition 33. She's 16 years old in that game because she's overpowered as fuck and she does insane DPS. Why are we thinking like this? That's really odd to me. I don't understand this mindset. I'm really trying to understand this mindset. Again, this is not a who do you want to fuck tournament. I don't understand this. Yamato says knew this was happening. I did too, which is why, like, in the One Piece tournament, I purposely avoided characters with ages under 18 because I knew people would be disingenuous about it. But with this one, I'm like, this is video games. Like, everybody has played these video games. These are characters people love. This is not a sexual tournament. Why the fuck can I have people vote on characters they love? And I just got reminded why. I literally just got reminded why. Because people are disingenuous as fuck. Anyway, I'm annoyed. Guys, I will see you guys on the co-op stream. I have to redo it because apparently,
Hypno,
oh, hold on.
There is a flashback at Tifa when she was a minor in FF7. Use some kind of PEE, Earth?
Right. Yeah, I know, right? It's so gay. It's so gay. Really quick, I found out what was happening earlier. So for some odd reason, when I tried to go live earlier, it wasn't working on YouTube. Because that's apparently it went live on my gaming channel. It went live in my gaming channel. I don't fucking know why. That's weird. So that's why I didn't go live here, even though it went live on Rumble, which is weird. So I had to delete that. I had to delete that stream. So I'm going to be remaking the gaming stream. So look forward to that. I can't raid myself. How did that happen? I have no fucking idea. I know I selected the right stream because the Rumble stream was live. So I don't know. I don't know how that happened, but that's what happened. So I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird.
Miners, did somebody say miners?
You would do the Biden voice, Toxin. You would. Thank you, sir. Too many channels to choose from? No, I know I selected the right stream, so I don't know why that happened. That's very weird. Anyway, it's all good. So I'm going to remake it. I guess we'll raid somebody else in the meantime. But guys, we're going to go live in about 40 minutes on the gaming channel to do some co-op, some Remnant with Leon. So don't miss it. It's going to be a good time. I got to play some video games. I'm annoyed today. I'm going to play some video games, and we're just going to go hang out and do our thing. I'll see you guys there. Thank you guys for the insane support today. Appreciate everything. Shout out to the Hypno Mods for doing what they do every single day. Appreciate that as well. And I'll see every single one of you guys on the next one. Until then, you already know, man. Go be bigots and go be gooners. Bye.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you can't.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Her dog, or her cat, was named Vagina. Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Fucking yeah, don't put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck it, yeah, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in it, sweetie, and make her fucking gay. Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day California shit! Cause that's all we fucking know! Cause we're boring! We're so fucking boring! Twitter hole! Twitter hole! Get it right!
At the touch of the black man, I bring life. 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 That's right!
Why the hell are you still here? Go on. Get out of here. Go play some video games.